You give me something to do today.
Yeah, watch that.
Got you.
Oh, fix my mic. Wait a minute. There
One
we
of the
go.
best matches in wrestling history.
I'm gonna check that out.
All right, fellas. We are here today, just us three, man. Just us three. So, let me see real quick, make sure everything's going. You guys hear me well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I see the chat going. I'm sorry. Didn't know if we were live here or not. We're good. We're good to go. All right, everybody. Sorry for the delays always, man. Trying to get things situated here. We're back here at No Name Wrestling Pod. Today it's just gonna be us three. Ryan coming on today as a guest last minute, thankfully. But no Mo's not on the pod today either. He was gonna be here, but got some things going on, so work and stuff. But no Nate, no Jay, no G. So hopefully they'll be back next week. Try to get the full squad here for you guys. But today we're just gonna be doing a little recap episode of the 2010s. Last week, if you watched, we did a recap episode of the 2000s, talking about the good and the bad. Today we're gonna do the 2010s era. This one, I don't know where this is gonna go because 2010s was very very hit or miss, man. Depending on the year, I guess you could say. Depending on the depending on the year, I guess you could say it just 2010s were. I don't know how to explain. 2010s were very unique. I'll say they were very unique.
That's the PG era. That's the end of the ruthless aggression era, getting us into the PG era. So where it's like some of the remaining stuff of that ruthless aggression era hit, but once you get past 2015, that's when things start to really get weird, and we're going downhill towards 2019.
What are you gonna say, Ryan?
Guys have some good runs, though. You know, there's definitely some guys that have some good runs.
Yeah, there's some interesting things. I mean, 2010 was a big hit for WWE, but we'll talk about it in a second. We'll dive into it. Appreciate everybody for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to the podcast. Once again, next week we do plan to have the whole pod here next week with the more controversial podcast as far as like, you know, give and takes and more opinions and everything. And then we'll be doing a Money in the Bank recap. I'm planning a big Money in the Bank recap episode with some guests. We haven't had like a bunch of guests on the show in a while, so and some female creators as well. So make sure you guys look out for that for the Money in the Bank recap coming up. That one's going to be very interesting because right now there's like, I don't know, man. There's like no clear cut favorites right now. It's kind of weird. There's like no favorites right now. I mean, for the men, I know who I would pick, but the women, originally I would have said Chelsea Green, but she's the champ now, so there's no point for her to win it. So.
And I don't think you should give it to Tiffany either. Like, there's a built-in story there as well. I think it's what you said a couple weeks ago, where how the person should come from Raw. And to the men's point, to your point, LA Knight, he's fighting Roman, so like he's not going to be in that match. So it seems like if 100%, it seems like it should be a young guy. It should be a Braun Breaker or a Trick Williams. Honestly,
I agree. I agree. One of those two would definitely be the best option. So, man. It's interesting to see like where they potentially could go. I'm thinking maybe I would say like a Roxanne, a Lyra, or something, a Lash Legend. But those people are like over right now. They're like that. You know what I mean? Like they're not like. It's
very interesting with the women. Where with the men, the young guys is who everybody's clamoring for. With the women, it's like I would love for Roxanne to get it, but to your point. Roxanne has only had 2 matches in the past like 100 days. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not getting like a lot of play.
It could be a vet. If there's one thing, remember, I said this, okay? And I've said this for many, many years, and it continues to happen every year. It's a trend. Every year for Money in the Bank, whether it's on the women's side or the men's side, every single year, they always give us a winner that the fans want. And then they give us a winner that the company wants. It happens every year. Go look at the trajectory of the pattern. I'm speaking facts. Go look at the pattern of Money in the Bank winners since they've done the women and the men. It's been a split every single year where it's like, all right, you know, we give you the men's might be somebody you want, then the women's, all right, that's going to be somebody that we want to push. You know what I mean? Like it happens every single year.
I mean, look at last year. To that point, you could say EO was who the fans wanted, and Seth Rollins was who they wanted their storyline for the Vision to be. You know, when the fans wanted LA Knight. Oh wait, yeah, no, you're right. It wasn't EO. It was Naomi. The fans wanted Naomi, and the company got Seth Rollins.
The fans have wanted LA Knight for the last 3 Money in the Banks, and he didn't win a single one of those.
Not
the women were always Tiffany was the favorite.
Yep.
One year, Naomi was the favorite. Io was the favorite. So it's like
that's a great point, Malik. That I never noticed that till you said that.
So this year is going to be interesting because Chelsea Green would have been the favorite, I think, but she's the champ now. So I think people are kind of starting to get back on Braun's momentum just for the simple fact of how he's been used. You know, people are like, it's weird because at one point people said he was overrated, which is crazy to me. But then ever since Logan Paul got injured, he had to take in that role for that tag team. And then, once he started fighting Otis and Akira Tozawa and stuff, people were like, all right, bro. What we doing with Breaker, man?
I'm gonna be real. I never was what you said at first because I was always with you. I'm team Bron Breakker. I liked him, but I was on this pod saying he lost his aura, and I wasn't on last week because I had some shit. But I'm here to say his aura is back, bro. They gave the fact that they're doing that stuff with Oba. It gave me 100% ruthless aggression, like Batista and Cena. Like, these are the guys, like Batista and Cena. Let's see who can do what. Let's see who can be the top guy. And you have a Trick Williams in that Randy Orton situation. Like, you have, these other young guys that are around it. But to your point, Malik, you always said Bron Breakker. And I'm still behind Trick. But I can see what the company's doing. And 100%, they believe Bron Breakker and Obafemi are their Dave Batista and John Cena of this era.
Yeah, facts. So it's interesting to see what I still think Braun will be fine. I know some people had concerns because Braun hasn't leveled up yet. He hasn't reached that high pinnacle. But, I never was worried about his position. I still believe he's somebody they're going to utilize for the future. So, Mr. Burnout said Triple H fought Eugene. It'll be all right. Triple H was an established main eventer at that time, though.
Yeah,
he already been multiple time world champion. He already main evented WrestleMania. Like, he already had made it to the pinnacle. Bron Breakker hasn't got there yet. So eventually he will, though. I still think it's going to be him and Oba are going to be the two next most important guys, the two next most important pieces for the future, I believe. So I don't see them not being utilized. I'm kind of confused though with this little feud stuff because I feel like neither guy can take a loss to each other right now. I feel like it kind of trajects them backwards. Maybe they're kind of just teasing them. Like, my theory behind the whole thing is I firmly believe that this little stare down between Oba and Braun is not really going to lead to a match yet. I think it's just more so of the chase to the world championship. Who's going to get it first? Who's going to capture the world championship first? Is he going to be Obafemi? Is he going to be Bron Breakker? That's what I think the story is. They're telling between the two because Oba thinks he's the future. He's the guy. Bron doesn't like that. He's now becoming obsessed with the fact that people are buying into the fact that they think Oba is the future. And Bron's going to have to remind everybody, no. Well, Oba is going to be one guy, but I'm there too. So I think that's the story I see them telling is who chases the world title first. That's why I think Braun needs to win Money in the Bank. Oba still won King of the Ring. I'm still assuming he's going to get a title shot, even though he hasn't acknowledged it after SummerSlam. But I think if Braun wins Money in the Bank, that easily puts him in the position where he can cut in front of the line whenever he wants. He ain't got to wait for Oba to get the world title. Or if Oba were to capture the world title, he could take it from there's different aspects of they can tease of, I got Money in the Bank, I'm a threat. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
it plays into your story of, him beating him to the finish line in a way.
Yeah. Like who can get to the finish line first? So it just makes it hard because with Roman being champion,
I like the jealousy part of it though.
And may I add to your theory because I agree with you. I don't think they fight. And I 100% could see it being a race to the championship. I also feel like it's a course correction for Bron Breakker to make him be like, I'm doing this shit with the Vision, with Maxine and Theory. Like, no, like it's time to get the Vision back serious. And if he's gonna stay in the quote unquote Vision, I could see it being Bronson Reed coming back and him and Bron Breakker kicking them out, like all of the dead weight out, and like they're running back to that OG. We're killing, stacking bodies. And I agree. It should be 100%. And we could kick Bronson Reed out of all of this and just this makes Bron Breakker realize, no, I need to get back on my shit, and he proves it to Heyman somehow, not by fighting Oba. He has to.
That's why I think
something else.
They should do a segment. They should do a thing where they can't do it the way I envision it now because LA Knight's gonna fight Roman at Money in the Bank in New Orleans. But the way they should do it is they should do a segment where Braun's walking back, say he's all pissed off. Oba one upped him again doing something. Oba did something to one up him. He's walking backstage all pissed off, runs into Paul. They have a little interaction again, and then Paul kind of tells him like, "Look, you want to prove that you're the future. You want to prove that you're a step ahead of Oba. There's a match coming up. You win that match." You ain't got to wait in line, but you know what I'm saying? Like Money in the Bank would be that match. So
you are the line.
It's interesting to see what,
you are the line,
they do. I think Logan's going to be back soon. So when he comes back, they can take the tag title off of Braun, put it back to Logan, and then you have Logan in Theory. Because Logan and Theory are more of a duo. You know what I mean? Like they're more of a.
They got more charisma. I mean, chemistry together.
I like them together.
They're more of a duo with Maxine. So Logan comes back. You don't have to have them lose title. Braun can just say, "Take this shit back." I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like.
It's yours.
And that's what they presented it to when he got hurt, right?
And then, and you could have them, honestly, if Bronson Reed comes back, in that case, you can have them stay together. You don't have to break them up. You can have it to be like, nah. And if you want to break them up for just Paul Heyman, cool. But you could have it be like Braun Breaker's like, no, I'm taking control of this. I'm leading. And Paul could be like, that's what I've always wanted. Lead. Stop following.
Before we dive into this 2010 stuff, a few more things we'll talk about here. Gotta ask everybody's perspective here, man. Real question: how long is this bloodline gonna last, bro? It's gonna go on forever. We got Solo back in there. Zilla Fatu just debuted in NXT. They got other members too outside of WWE still that aren't signed, but
they do. Roman
Reigns said this was forever. I think people legit thought maybe that was bullshit or thought like, okay, like he's just saying that, but.
Nah, he was for real.
This shit forever. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think this is gonna end anytime soon. Like, they are setting their family up for wealth. They're setting their family up for the future. Like, once this version of the bloodline is done, there's gonna be other members who are gonna be part of the future. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying it'll be to the level that Roman has brought it to. You know what I mean? But the whole concept of this bloodline was to set everything up for the future. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they're doing. So. I said last week that Solo was going back to the bloodline, and G was adamant that it was not going to happen. He was like, nah, it's not happening. I'm like, bro, Lynn was there too. I said,
I was saying
he's going back, bro. Like, there's no way he's not going back to the group. Like, and eventually, don't expect Zilla to be down in NXT long because he gonna be there too. It's gonna be all 6 of these niggas running the main roster. Now, my theory though is, I feel it's going to be kind of another bloodline warfare, but a little bit different. I think it's going to be the younger core of Solo, Jacob, and Zilla, kind of rebellious against the OGs because it's not more so of they don't respect Roman, they don't acknowledge the family, but it's like they want to create their own path.
They want to do their own thing. Yeah,
they want to do their own thing. Like, why can't they put food on the table? Why can't they be at the head of the table? You know what I mean? Like they're the future. So the OGs, Roman, Usos, they're pretty much attached at the hip. They grew up together. They're tied together, right? So it's like they're twined in with each other. I think eventually, they'll be cool. It'll be all 6 of them. They're together. Yeah, we're the blood. But it's like
I could totally.
I think they're gonna start to try to break the mold within the family, where it's like Jacob was kind of really forced in the group.
Solo's forced in.
Solo's kind of forced in. Zilla, we don't know that part yet, but I could see Zilla going in there, kind of maybe to help out Jacob, whatever the case is, right? They can come up with a story angle for that, but that's how I kind of see it happening. I think it's going to be like those 3 versus the other 3, and it's like the younger core wants to prove they ain't got to be Roman's lackeys. They don't have to be behind Roman Reigns throwing up the one. Like, no, like we can do our own thing. That's kind of the whole point of Solo stuff, right? Solo's trying to tell everybody, like, I'm good where I'm at right now. I'm happy where I'm at. I don't want to be in the bloodline family because he knows the success that can come with it, but there's also sacrifices that come with it that he doesn't want to be a part of. So that's where I see it going.
I agree with everything you said. I'm gonna add to this because this is probably War Games. I don't think it's gonna be Jacob wants to be tribal chief. Solo wants to be tribal chief. Zilla wants to be tribal chief. I don't think that's what this War Games is. I think the War Games is for them to win. They get their freedom. And freedom in the sense of we don't have to do what the bloodline and the OTC saying. Not that we're against y'all. We're family. We love y'all. But to Malik's point, I'm solo dolo. I want to do my own thing. I found something. Jacob, I want to go back to being the werewolf or even team with Zilla. Maybe do a tag team run with Zilla. Like they just want to be free. And I could see the fourth person being, and this could get a pop if they build it the right way, Royce Keys coming back after this would happen with Jacob if you want him to be the fourth for the War Games. Whoever, they're going to need a
Sammy. Yeah.
You can get Sammy, whoever you want to be that fourth to help the young guys become free. I think they're going to win. I think Roman's going to put them over. I think they're going to win. And that's how we get Solo to get his babyface run that everybody wants. Because I don't think, to Malik's point, he had to go back. But I think this is going to build him to even more of a bigger babyface because he's going to be pouting. He's not going to want to be there. They're going to treat him bad. And the crowd's going to be like, let him be free. Let him be free. And then they win their freedom at War Games.
They did do a good job of making Solo interesting, though.
Yeah, bro. I care about Solo now.
Yeah, but the thing is, do you think he gets kind of zapped like they zapped Fatu? No, I think they didn't zap Fatu on purpose. I think it's just a part of his journey. Mm-hmm. But there's no way Solo could have gotten to the heights that they projected him in, like after WrestleMania 40 when they gave him pretty much Roman's spot for a year, right?
People hated that at the time.
To your point. I think story-wise, Jacob had to fall in line. I think story-wise, Solo's going to be more of a rebellious voice. It's not going to be the enforcer Solo, like, I'm here, I'm quiet. Like, he's going to be talking back to Jay, talking back to Roman. Like, I think they're going to allow him to build on that, what he has right now, to make him more of a star when he breaks free.
I'm just curious of the why. Is it just to get them all back together?
Yeah, that's what it is. They've never had, they've never had the group together with this core. You know what I mean? Like Jacob wasn't around. Jacob wasn't around when they first were doing their thing, and then when he came to WWE, he wasn't in Roman's bloodline. He was in Solo's group. Yeah. Zilla obviously just got there, so he's new and fresh. But
you know what I think's missing? They need to act heelish. Like they need to have heel tendencies.
It's hard
more often than they are having them, right? Like Roman low-key turned babyface for the Seth Rollins feud, right?
Mm-hmm. See, it's hard with the WWE crowd because a WWE crowd will cheer dumb shit, like nonsense. Like, for example, with the Kevin Owens and CM Punk feud, Kevin Owens is in the right, but they're still chanting CM Punk. Like, they don't allow heels to be heels for certain people.
I think they're missing heels, man. I think that there is some discontent, and they could get them to boo them. I just don't know why they don't.
The only way they would be able to do it, they had to start cheating for Roman again.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Roman's already created a set where he's been winning by himself.
He's winning clean too.
Every match has been pretty much clean since he's won it versus Punk.
So it's like there's no reason to hate him. They're not beating people up backstage. Like they're not doing anything. And to your point, I agree. Ryan, I want him to be a heel.
Roman isn't the same. He's not the same.
That's another thing.
Guy that he was years ago. Like if you go back and look at the last time when the Usos lost their little match at SummerSlam, it's like he didn't yell at them like he didn't typically abuse. He was kind of just disappointed. Like, come on.
That's a great point. After SummerSlam, I expected him to smack him around. He didn't even talk down on him. He was just like, yeah, y'all kind of disappointed me, but don't worry. LA Knight's my problem now. So
he was still like, why is Solo not here? What like? We need the family back here. So it's an interesting dynamic of how the story works with the whole family aspect. It's like how important is family compared to independence, I guess, is how you can look at it when it comes to a certain aspect. It's like they want to build up their family and make it head honcho, but there's egos, there's consequences that come with it. So it's like, how much do you really love your family at the end of the day? The bloodline. So and that's where I see it going. I firmly believe all of them will be back together, and then
War Games, baby.
The split will happen. I don't think it'll be the War Games match. I think that's probably too soon.
You think?
Because Zilla's still going to be
in a War Games versus like other baby faces. Right?
Okay. They'll fight somebody else. Okay. Either way, I think they'll be in it. You're right. Either they'll fight another team on Raw, or
we'll fight another team.
Hopefully, we get a little Civil War.
Zilla's gonna be in NXT at least till next year for sure. He'll probably even get
a full year,
at least 6 months.
Okay,
he'll probably get a run with the title here and there, but it also makes things interesting for Mania, because I still believe it's Rock and Roman at Mania.
I do too.
In Saudi Arabia, that's what I believe. So,
and honestly, Zilla kind of needs to be in NXT, because to Grayson Waller's point, I mean, NXT needs male stars. Like right now, you have Cruz Montana, you have Grayson, you got Zilla, you got Tony D. It's interesting now because Tam Hendricks and Mason Rook, they're not in the main event. Like they're cool mid-card faces. Like Tavion Heights, he's a mid-card guy, even though I would love for him to be a main event guy, but he's not. Miles Bourne's a mid-card guy. So like you need Zilla to be there. He had the biggest pop we've seen in NXT in forever. But I wanted to, before we get to the main stuff, Malik, I wanted to ask you about two things. How are you feeling? Because SmackDown's my shit right now. I'm loving SmackDown. We getting some of the best story. I'm excited. How are you feeling about Kevin Owens and CM Punk?
SmackDown, it's all right. It's okay.
You not liking it?
SmackDown in general is still the same to me. Ain't nothing changed. It's all right.
Okay. See,
look at all the star power they got now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm liking the feuds. Yeah.
I got Raw, and they were like, all right, Roman's got Raw, so we're going to send every motherfucker to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they've done.
That's why I'm liking it.
SmackDown's looking good right now. You know, Cody and Randy doing their thing.
That feud picked up.
Kevin Owens, CM Punk doing their stuff too.
They
got some good positions as far as how it could be featured. Raw I would probably say Raw is, I think, a little bit more watchable still consistently, but I think they're starting to. Things feel a little bit better after SummerSlam. They feel like they're headed to a right direction. So hopefully we can stay in that particular direction where it's like we don't have to backtrack anymore.
We've had back-to-back good weeks, but the Kevin Owens and CM Punk feud, I'm excited that they're going into some of their past. It feels real, like the hatred. Yeah. Like we've had CM Punk kind of tell a similar story with Seth, with Roman, but with Kevin, it feels like, I know Seth and him had beef. It was documented, but like with Kevin, it's real hate though. Like you can feel it, you can see it. It's not manufactured. I feel like Seth at the end of the day liked CM Punk. Like I don't think Roman necessarily hates CM Punk in real life. I don't think Joe hates CM Punk. I think Kevin Steen hates Phil Brooks, and you can tell in the feud. That's what makes it so great. It feels so real. And then with Randy and Cody, we're finally getting the realness. Like it just makes me so mad about WrestleMania, because why couldn't we get this then? But I'm not gonna. That's in the past. I'm not gonna rest on it. The fact that Cody's like, I'm gonna do bad guy stuff. I wanted him to hit Randy with that chair. We're getting closer and closer to Homelander. Do it, Cody. Go full force. And then the final thing I'll say is, Chelsea, that pop, move over, Rhea. We're good here. Chelsea Green is a star now, baby. That pop was brilliant. I loved it. Chelsea, come on, keep it going.
Let's relax.
Pump the brakes. That's fair. And then I love that Gunther called Matt Cardona a catering warrior.
That was a very good opening segment to SmackDown. They played that really well, right into the crowd's hands. They fed into it. We all fed into it watching at home. They had us on the edge of our seats watching when it came to thinking that they took it from Chelsea, making it unfair, but then they gave it back to her and everything. So they did that really well. Chelsea is one of the most over people they got
over right now. Yeah, bro.
But not Rhea Ripley level though.
Not fair.
Rhea Ripley level.
Rhea
Ripley come back, she getting a crazy reaction.
I'll say she's the most over woman right now that's there.
I think everyone's just kind of happy for her, and
that
may dissipate. I would like to see her in a title match if that
we're gonna get a story.
If that interest would carry with
so you know what's going to be interesting though, and I'm talking just based off crowd reaction, not internet. Internet is very different.
Yeah, facts.
We know what side the internet would pick, but based off crowd reaction, I'm interested to see who they would favor more, Chelsea or Rhea. That's going to be interesting to see which side. I still think it'll be Rhea crowd reaction, because Rhea's she has too much aura and popularity. The internet obviously is going to side with Chelsea. But
that's a weird match to structure. Can you picture that match in your head, like babyface Rhea versus babyface Chelsea? What is that match?
Well, it's kind of like
Rhea can't be selling for Chelsea like that.
No, Chelsea has to be the underdog, and
yeah, it's underdog versus chosen one. I guess
you tell it as an underdog, and see, I think the thing is with this. So I'm a big Chelsea Green fan. I've been a Chelsea Green fan on this pod. It's been known. I watched her in Lucha Underground. She can really wrestle. And the thing is, when she came back, they had her as a comedy character, and they've been slowly building her back to show that, nah, this girl can hoop. So I think with this reign and the fact that people love her, you have her as this underdog. She's no longer, I wouldn't have her cheat anymore. Let her win from the bottom and you build up. The Rhea match isn't anytime soon. So when Rhea comes back, it's like, oh, we've seen Chelsea fight. We love it. You have Rhea beat her, and then you have her chase. And it's not oh, Chelsea won it out of the sky where she got a chance to climb the ladder. And yeah, she won. It was a fluke. No, this time she's chasing for it, and it's like, will the crowd be behind her? And I think, Malik, that story works if, to your point, when Rhea comes back, who the crowd chooses.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure. I think they'll still probably favor towards Rhea if I had to pick, but
it just depends. It just depends how they build Chelsea till when Rhea comes back. To your point, like right now, if Rhea came back, I agree with you. I think they choose Rhea, but if they build Chelsea the right way and tell Rhea, like, for when Rhea gets back, it'll be interesting. Because like now with the women, it's like, okay, if this can maintain, to Ryan's point, that it's not a fluke, you have a new star, man. Like we haven't had like a legitimate women's star outside of Rhea and Bianca that's new, because the Tiffany stuff faded. Tiffany faded away. Like let's be real. So in Lyra, people like Lyra, Roxanne, we don't know, but it's the legends, and then Rhea, Liv Morgan, and Bianca. But now that Chelsea here, it's like, oh, we could have a new established figure.
I just have to see a wrestler.
Yeah, that's going to be Tiffany. That's going to be Chelsea's first big feud. It's going to be Tiffany. Like, that's going to be the first, because they took the title off her for a reason. So
you don't think they do Nia Jax first?
Nia will get out the way. That'll be a little filler.
Tiffany's gonna be okay, I see what you're saying. The real first feud.
They're gonna turn Tiffany heel back where she should be, and then her and Chelsea are gonna hopefully give us some graps. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, some real like bring back Lucha Underground Chelsea Green so Ryan can see she's a hooper.
You never saw her on Lucha Underground?
No, I've seen.
Oh, okay.
But it's not canon, really. You know what I mean?
No, it's for 100%.
I would rather just see. Yeah, I want to see her in a world title match before we kind of go with her, anoint her with any title.
See what she can do as champ. I got you.
Yeah, let her prove herself. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, let's dive into these 2010s, man. So we'll talk some of the good and the bad here. I do want to say, right from the jump in the year 2010, WWE did take a big hit. That's when the era really started to change. I mean, they were already PG before then, right? But 2010 was a downgrade for WWE because the superstars they lost really took a hit for them. The superstars they already had established in the main event scene. You got to think like Batista left that year, Jericho left that year.
Shawn Michaels.
They already had lost Jeff Hardy. Shawn Michaels retires. Triple H moves part-time. Undertaker is part-time now as well. And then they would lose Edge a year later.
I was about to say, Edge is right around the horizon at 2011. He's out of there.
Bret Hart leaves.
Yeah, thankfully. So they pretty much had Cena. You had Randy floating around. Punk would become a big star for them, about a year later.
Daniel Bryan is bubbling.
They were relying a lot on Cena. Like, Cena was basically their big main attraction for a couple years in that time frame. But the early stages of 2010s were very weird because the roster was suffocating so much in star power. If you go back and look at the 2012 Royal Rumble, that is one of the most oralist Royal Rumbles you could ever watch. They had 3 announcers in there. You had ring announcers in there as well. Karma was in there. Like, you had such lack of superstars. It was so bad during that time frame.
Wasn't Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Road Dogg in it?
I think Hacksaw was in there.
Wasn't Michael Cole in it too?
Michael Cole was in it. Like, it was bad, bro. It was bad. It was genuinely one of the worst oralist rumbles you could ever watch. But going into the early 2010s, we did have some good stuff. We had some bad stuff as well. But what were some of what were some of your guys' favorite things that happened during that time?
Punk Cena Money in the Bank. Boom.
And I have to say something that, I mean, Cody always mentions it, how this birthed a lot of the younger talent that we see today and how people aspire to this. But CM Punk's pipe bomb was in 2011. Like that started a lot of stuff. To Malik's point, he said the birth of CM Punk. We see the rise of the summer of Punk. That was one of the best moments. And I just think
they messed that up though. They ruined
it wasn't as good as his OG one, but
they ruined it.
What Punk did, I think, was some of the best parts of the early 2010s for me.
I don't know how they firmly did this, but they literally ruined the summer of Punk. You had the hottest superstar in the company who was massively over, giving us one of the greatest promos we've ever seen cut. In real kayfabe, where we didn't know like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So like, oh, was he allowed to say that? Was he not allowed to say that? We didn't know at that time frame. Him versus Cena, that was a WrestleMania type build going into Money in the Bank. And then the match, the atmosphere, the environment was so special. The ending was great. Punk becomes champion. They kept him on TV for a little bit. They go crown this, I guess you could say, new interim champion where Cena becomes the guy after taking it from Rey Mysterio, right? Which people were mad about. But if we're really being honest, Rey Mysterio should have never been the WWE champion to begin with in the first place, because
facts.
The entire plan was to do Punk versus Cena, and if WWE knew the entire plan was to run that back, there was no point of making Rey Mysterio the champion. You should have just had John Cena win the title off the jump. So don't know why they did that in the first place. But Punk comes back, new theme, cult of personality and everything. It's like, okay, this is a little different.
Hot.
SummerSlam comes around. The match at SummerSlam was kind of underwhelming. That might be like the worst match they've ever had together, if I'm being honest. Kevin Nash comes back for some reason. He's there.
That made me so upset.
Del Rio cashes in the Money in the Bank and takes the title from CM Punk, only then to literally drop the title the next month to John Cena, the champion. Yes. And on that same night, CM Punk is losing to Triple H. It's like the hammer, bro. It's like the real sledgehammer was like bashed right into the coffin. Like, that was literally one of the craziest freaking shenanigans that was happening during that time. It made no sense. CM Punk was so over and so hot. Literally, you could have had another Rock and Austin situation where you could have had Punk and Cena, two guys, be at the same time face of the brand, where you had Cena was for the company, Punk was for the people. It would have split out and made it so evenly great at that time, but they never believed in CM Punk to be the guy. John Cena was the guy no matter what. Didn't matter what CM Punk did. Didn't matter who got over it at that time until they found their next guy, which we didn't know at the time. But, until Roman Reigns would come around, they didn't know who they wanted their next guy to be. John Cena was the guy.
Yeah.
And for them to, even though Punk would win the title back, against Del Rio at Survivor Series and go on that crazy run, even in that earlier run as champion, it still didn't feel like important until he had turned heel. He wasn't main eventing the shows when he was champion. He couldn't even get a main event with Daniel Bryan over Cena and John Laurinaitis on a pay-per-view. He couldn't get a main event at WrestleMania. He couldn't get a main event at No Way Out. You know what I'm saying? It was still John Cena versus the Big Show in a cage. Like,
he wasn't on the posters. He wasn't on the ice cream bars. That's like some of the stuff he's talking about in that podcast. Like, they didn't treat him how he was supposed to be used based upon what his popularity said he was owed, which he was right, to your point. Like, that Kevin Nash shit, Malik, pissed me off. So, like, it made no sense for Kevin Nash to appear. Like, none.
It was so random, bro.
Yeah, they just didn't fully want to go with Punk.
There was no payoff for it, too, because CM Punk never even had a match.
He ended up fighting Triple H, to your point.
He ended up fighting Triple H in a ladder match with a sledgehammer above the ring. Like,
But I will say, and I want to get y'all's take on this. The CM Punk rise, lack of booking, and thus collapse. I would say that if that doesn't happen, I don't know if we get the yes movement, because fans were so fed up that they didn't get CM Punk the way they wanted. Thus we get yes movement in Daniel Bryan, which is another great thing of the 2010s.
I mean, possibly you could say that. I don't know 100% if I would agree with that, but CM Punk leaving definitely helped traject WrestleMania 30 for Daniel Bryan for sure, but I don't know about I don't know about that one though.
You think that's too much?
Daniel's popularity would start to come a little later in the time, but it's crazy how if you look back, how they just utilized the Summer of Punk. It was an easy layup. You know what I mean? It was literally Dwayne Wade going for a wide open layup. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And then he would miss. Like that would never happen. You know what I mean? So it's like for them to literally underutilize that the way it was, it's so underwhelming and very disappointing to see how that turned out to be. But in hindsight, they did have some other good stuff going on at that time. Yeah. That was some stuff that was decent and okay, but we got to talk about the superstars that they were experimenting, pushing at that time frame. Guys like Miz was becoming WWE champion. Jack Swagger was getting world title pushes. Del Rio was getting the keys to the city, bro. They wanted him to be the next, Mexican aristocrat, bro. They wanted him to be the next Eddie Guerrero of, the Lucha Libre style or whatever, at that time, because Del Rio comes to the scene. He's winning the 40-man Royal Rumble. He wins Money in the Bank in that same year. He's WWE champion, world champion. Like they were literally trying to tell us, hey, Del Rio.
Vince wanted him to.
Our next top guy
in Arena Mexico.
They wanted him to be their next top guy in the Hispanic community, and Del Rio never gave off those vibes, bro. He had a cool entrance, but he was never that guy, bro. Del Rio was never that type of guy. Neither was Jack Swagger. And at the time, the Miz would become a legend. First ballot Hall of Famer in 2010, 2011. This nigga was not WWE title material, bro. The WrestleMania 27 is one of the worst WrestleManias ever. And one of the big reasons is because the main event was John Cena versus The Miz. That was not a WrestleMania type main event, worthy feel or a type match. Miz going into that match was literally getting outshadowed by The Rock and John Cena, where he felt like the third most important person in that story. And he was the champion. He did not feel like a superstar compared to these other guys that they were putting him up against. It just, I respect them for trying something different. They had to because they lost a lot of superstars at that time, right? They lost a lot of their main event guys, but they're experimenting with the wrong talent. I felt like at that time, it just was not giving. It was not giving you belong in the main event status.
Not at all, man. The Del Rio, Vince 100% believed that he was going to get them back into Arena Mexico. He believed that he was going to be his Latino prince that honestly WWE's been looking for since, for forever. And they finally potentially have him with a combination of Penta and Dom now. But back then, he put all his chips into Del Rio, and that shit pissed me off. I did not like it. Jack Swagger, yuck. And then The Miz was the best one of the three, but it's like, to your point, Miz should not have been main eventing WrestleMania. That's one of the worst main events ever. Like, there were people there for Vince to choose. He just chose the wrong people. There's CM Punk there. There's Daniel Bryan there. We could have went with some Chris Jericho stuff. The Shield debuts in 2012. Like, we do not need Jack Swagger, Del Rio, in The Miz. So sad to say.
All right, how did you feel about that? Those people.
They really haven't aged well, right? Those ages have
bad.
But you got guys
Miz aged well though.
Yeah, mind you, wasn't the Big Show a world champion around that time for a minute as well? Wasn't Kane the world champion around that time as a minute as well?
Yeah,
so it's like they were trying to fill some holes, get the belts on guys to transition to make these people. I don't know. It was just like a real talentless era. If you had guys like you had in the late era that we'll get into, they would have got pushes now. Hell, if they had LA Knight back then, motherfucker would have been a superstar.
Bro, right? LA Knight in the 2010s would have killed 5-time world champion by now, bro.
Yeah, and he was in developmental at that time. Even, he isn't who he is now, right?
That is a good point. Look, LA Knight in the early 2010s would have thrived so much. Like this version of LA Knight, bro, he would have thrived so much.
He'd have been Vince's guy, bro. He'd have been Vince's guy.
Because he might not even have to be a Vince guy, but they would have had no choice but to push him because they had lack of talent. The main event guys weren't flourishing at that time. You see, you had Cena, you had Randy, you had, like I said, Punk when he came up on the rise. I mean, that was pretty much it. It was those three. So LA Knight would have thrived a lot during that time. He would have flourished a lot in that era, but now he's in this era of like, it's kind of like the timing, man. The timing is
bad time for
everything. But
just a product of no NXT, really, a product of Florida Championship Wrestling that was like half pregnant as developmental. They weren't really. It was a shadow of OVW, which maybe were high on their own supply after supporting Batista, Cena, Orton, Shelton.
You know who else? You know what else they fucked up at that time? I'm thinking about too. The Hall of Pain, bro.
Yes,
the Hall
bro.
of Pain, bro. They fucked that up too in 2011. Golly,
he got hot. He got real hot.
How does this happen?
Like
Hall of Pain, the Hall of Pain buildup was great. The way they build up the Hall of Pain was fantastic. But then after he wins the World Heavyweight title, go back and look at them feuds, bro. Look at them matches.
Man, they did Mark Henry dirty.
Damn, oh my god.
What do you have, a championship for 4 months? If that,
yeah,
maybe
if that.
4 or 5 months. You know, if that, like, oh, man.
It felt like it felt like it went by fast, and it wasn't any really good matches. Like that's the thing.
The Hall of Pain was so lit, bro.
It was so lit. It was one of the best things. And then 2010s, I see Rob talking about it. Another thing that just wasn't that great. You got the Kane and Undertaker feud in 2010s. Like, oh, Kane was so washed.
Kane and Undertaker 2010 was not good.
Yeah, bro. Kane was washed in that era. It's crazy because Undertaker does the great stuff with Shawn Michaels. You get the Triple H stuff later on. Undertaker's great in this era, but Kane, he's Mayor Kane by this point.
Don't worry. It adds to Kane. It leads to Kane versus Edge. That shit was worse.
Bro, remember when he abducted Paul Bearer and put him in the freezer?
Oh!
That shit, it was terrible.
Let me get this freezer. Nasty.
Put his ass in the freezer. He's like slicking his hair back like he's
yes,
fire. That shit was terrible.
He put this nigga in the freezer.
Just nasty.
Oh shit, bro! I just remembered that, man. This nigga was stuck in the freezer for like 2 weeks, bro. Just freezing.
Yo, that was like what? My TV SmackDown, whatever. That
Yeah. A bad era of SmackDown.
Man, that is crazy. Now that you brought that up, I completely forgot about that until you brought that story up. I'm like, bro, he was literally stuck in the freezer, bro.
And they thought if they would be all right 20 years later,
oh my god,
pop of those two, Edge and Kane have a Funko Pop. Like that shit was fucking Brett and Shawn in 97. Like, what are we
doing? Golly, man. SmackDown 2010 had a banger theme though, man. Banger theme, I will say. But there were some
there were some banger themes. We should maybe talk about that a little bit. There were some banger themes. Alex Riley, Mark Henry, like the Nexus was even a good theme. The Nexus was a thing in the 2020s.
Oh, I see that.
The best theme
was kind of fire.
The best. The Core had a good theme though. They did. They had a good theme. Zack Ryder had a good theme. Like you mentioned, Alex Riley, bro. Evan Bourne, that theme.
Oh
Evan
my
Bourne had one of the most
underrated
themes of that era, bro. They were given like the most random jobbers some of the best themes. Still one of the greatest mid-card jobber themes ever is David Otunga. I don't care anybody.
Oh yeah,
you're right.
All about the power. That David Otunga theme on WWE 12. Literally every superstar I created, that was the entrance theme, and then nobody else was getting a theme besides that theme. That theme had so much aura attached to it. Like
even Ryback's theme wasn't that bad, bro.
Ryback's theme was cool.
Yeah, it was solid.
Yeah, motherfucker wanted me to get a coffee cup and just start flexing. That's how good that theme was. Remember that was the Titantron.
Kofi Kingston, the SOS theme.
Oh, yes. But
they had a lot of good themes around that
even
time.
Our Truth theme started back then, which is pretty good.
And do y'all think, you mentioned the Nexus. Do you feel the Nexus got buried, or do you feel like they were talentless?
No, I think they got buried, man. And I think the Nexus buried is one of the reasons we just talked about lack of star power. The Nexus was the chance. Like, if anything, Wade Barrett should have been a guy that was moved up. He had everything. And I think Cena burying them really affected Wade Barrett and everything that happened forward.
Yeah, there were some interesting. I think the Nexus for sure got buried as a group. We look at them as a group. Individually, talent-wise, sure, a lot of those guys wouldn't have flourished, but as a group, bro, for 2 or 3 months, they were the hottest act they had in the company, bro. It was different. They needed something at that time like that.
It was a smart angle. It's just, I think that they didn't really trust any of them, really. In retrospect, you could Slater, Gabriel, Ryback, and friggin' Skip Sheffield. Like
that's what I'm saying. Wade Barrett was the one, but like if you and Jericho and Edge say it, like they should have at least let him beat Cena. Like you don't have like to what Malik and Ryan are saying. Not everybody in that group was going to be good, but if the fact that you couldn't get at least Wade Barrett out of it to be a star, that's a problem.
Yeah, Wade Barrett easily could have been a star. And Wade Barrett had some banger themes too at that time. He had some really good themes that were. Yeah, he has some really good themes around that during that time frame too.
Some banger gimmicks too. Bad News Barrett.
Bad News Barrett was great, bro. Like
Barrett was cool. We got to talk about 2010 was kind of rough. Between John Cena, Baloney Fudge and Mustard, the unanimous Raw general manager, between Paul Bearer getting stuck in a freezer, them messing up the Summer of Punk and fumbling the Hall of Pain run as well. There were some great things that happened at that time. One of the best things that happened in that era, I think, arguably, this is still the best return WWE's ever had, bro. I don't know how they got The Rock to come back during that time, but
yes.
When The Rock came back in 2011, honestly, I was in disbelief. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. It was on Valentine's Day too. That was
I did not know that The Rock was gonna when they were talking about we got a guest host. I'm like, who the guest host? I don't know.
What about the guest host era?
No.
That was 2009. That was 2009.
Oh, 2009.
God, Jon Stewart.
But that was done so well because remember they had Stephanie in her high heels walking out.
Yeah, like the little legs. So I'm like, who is? And I didn't even put two and two together. Like when they did the electricity tease and everything, I didn't put it together. Like,
it's been a minute. It was 2004 was the last time he was there, and he was there for a cup of coffee.
When that fucking music hit, that's one of the craziest pops.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember being in my living room just going nuts. It was sick.
Like I wish streaming and stuff would have been a time at that time because when I watched that live, I literally thought I was gonna pass out. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And instantly what made it even so special, before he even cut a promo, before he even did anything, what made it so special is when he instantly came out, we all immediately thought Rock Cena, bro. That's what it's gonna be. That's got to be it.
It was so needed from a star power standpoint.
Yeah, Rock's that's the first thing I thought about. Rock Cena, we're getting it. It has to happen. And what makes it even crazier, the very next week we got that epic Undertaker Triple H return to stare down. That happened the next week after The Rock comes back. Undertaker comes back. We knew he was returning. We hadn't seen Triple H for like a year at that point. So when he came out afterwards, that was crazy. And then we had that stare down in the ring where they didn't even speak words. They're looking at the WrestleMania 27 logo. That was some of the good stuff we got during that time frame, I will say.
And then the week after that, we got Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler stare down.
You get three good things. Vince got to give you one bad.
Here's the thing. WrestleMania 26 and 27, not to go back to the bad shit, but they had two of the worst WrestleMania matches in WrestleMania history.
Yeah, it did.
Two of the bottom five for sure on anyone's list.
Terrible. Oh my gosh.
But no, the John Cena Rock thing was that was one of those moments where, because at that point I'm in high school, wrestling is kind of not in the forefront of my life, but when you have John Cena and The Rock, that instantly made all of me and my friends be like, oh no, we're watching Monday Night Raw. We're watching this build. It was incredible. It was phenomenal. And it was so good that it made us watch next year when they were like, oh, we're going to run it back. But in WWE fashion, it just wasn't as good as the first one. They probably shouldn't have run it back either at that time.
The first build. Let's talk about Rock Cena, the first build. This might be a hot take. The build in the match, I still think that's the top 10 WrestleMania main event of all time. I don't know if we'll ever.
It felt massive.
It was legendary, bro.
They did a good job building that up and that night and leading in. It really showed that John Cena can fucking go.
You have your notes on your hand promo, bro? Nah, that Rock, you could see he was visibly upset. Visibly, nah, bro. That made it so real. And then the John Cena getting a Fruity Pebbles deal out of it because Rock was making fun of all of his colorful clothes. John Cena showed he could hoop in this with this build.
That's a true.
The first time he showed coolness in a while.
Yeah, he was a badass in this.
Yeah, because he had been the good guy up to that point. But even still, I think a lot of the Attitude Era fan bases, I think a lot of those people, they don't want to look back on it and realize Cena was one up in Rock.
He was, yes.
Promos. In those promos, there are some that the Rock got advantages on, but Rocks were always more comedic, more funny. You know what I mean? One of the best segments they did like little promo segments where he threw Cena's gear in like the Boston Harbor.
Oh, yeah.
He cut the little promo talking about sticking the feather up his ass and stuff like that. Like little stuff like that was funny. But Cena was like more like cutthroat, like taking jabs. You know what I mean? Like when he called a man out for having the promo down on his wrist, like that is like
that's crazy.
That's a different level of ballsy where it's like, oh shit, like
Cena was like, I'm not here for the jokes. Like, I'm not here for the jokes. I'm here to show, like, people want to say who's the best. And like you got to think at Cena's mind frame. Everybody always says Austin, Rock, they're the best talkers. Like, they had the best era. And everybody always says, oh, John Cena was these kids, Super Cena. Like, nah, this was his opportunity to show I'm better than these niggas. Like, I'm better than The Rock at talking. I'm the best wrestler. And to Malik's point, like, Rock had to stop telling all them little goofy jokes. Like, silly stuff. Once Cena brought out the promo on your wrist, he was like, oh, we're going there. And, like, this was the first time you could say social media and Twitter was really heavily used in a feud. Like, they were tweeting at each other. And that wasn't like that was very new at that time. Like, I remember being in high school and like being new to Twitter, and like I was like, whoa, is this real? Is Rock really arguing with John Cena on Twitter right now? And it was like a real thing that added so much to that.
Yep.
It was so like that, and the Taker and Triple H build going into that Mania those years. God, man, that was like, and Punk and Jericho was good too. That was a good
don't sleep on. Yes, Punk and Jericho was incredible.
The end of an era and Rock and Cena, like that was like must watch shit that you could not miss, because SmackDown was not watchable at that time.
No,
but Raw, man.
And you got to give Taker credit, because for 3 years, back to the first two Shawns, and then to end with the Triple H match. Yeah, 4 years. You're right. For Taker to do what he did, like that was just incredible. And you can argue for the Graps fans, the sickos out there, the best Graps match was CM Punk and Chris Jericho. Like they cooked in that ring, baby.
That was a good match. Match. I will say one thing that pissed me off, that when Undertaker cut his hair, they revealed that shit. I didn't like that, bro.
I didn't like that either. He looked old as shit.
I didn't like that, bro.
No, I like that story though. Like, it showed that he went through some shit because he was gone for a full year.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I mean, it added to the story, but like,
I ain't like how he looked. I'm with Malik.
Yeah, that's the first time that Undertaker like felt old.
That's what I'm saying.
I realized. That's when I like. I mean, he was already kind of getting older, but like before then, he still looked like the Undertaker, though. You know what I mean? Like he didn't.
It kind of changed the mystique, because even when he was the American Badass, he still looked like
bro,
Taker.
I know you remember in them 2010s, like he had the mohawk. And then he would start to come back year by year with his hair growing out, and it just, oh man, when he was starting to grow the hair out again, it was looking like
the mohawk did it, bro. When he had that mohawk, I was like, oh no, Taker, don't do that, dog. Don't do that.
Mohawk was not it, bro.
The mohawk was nasty.
The mohawk was not it, bro. I was not feeling that mohawk at all, man.
I was like, oh, this is an old man. This is not the dead man anymore.
But to be fair though, he was still having some very great matches during that time. So
is that the best Undertaker era? Let's talk about that, because I think that's a very good. This is a very 2000. Good 2000s. Okay.
02, 03.
Okay. Would this be?
I'll say the 2000, from 2000 to 2009.
Let me ask then: is it a fair assessment if we're gonna say the Ruthless Aggression 02 era is the best Undertaker? Is it fair to say this is the second best Undertaker era? Well, and I'm coming to you, Ryan, because the 90s with like the attitude and everything leading up to that with New Generation Taker, even his Mania matches were trash back then. But like
a lot of his matches were trash back then. To be
true.
Yeah, aura-wise, like 90, like Ministry Undertaker is kind of up there for being.
But match-wise, this might be the second best Undertaker behind that 2000s run.
Yeah, he had a good stretch, but he's an older guy wrestling one time every year. He can train, save his body. He ain't on the road every day. He can go out there and deliver bangers. So it to its benefit as well. But 02, 03 Taker, and then again later on with like 08 Taker,
Okay.
07 Taker was
nuts. Yeah.
I would say that the 2000 for sure. 2010's Taker was washed. It got to a point.
I hope Mo ain't listening, but Taker's a little bit overrated in my opinion. Sorry, Mo. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Overrated in what way? How?
In which way? Yeah.
Like he's got this mystique, this substance-wise. He's got like the substance. There's so many dead years in there, man. Like, come on. He faced himself at a SummerSlam. To your point earlier, the like 90.
The beginning was
at
bad.
That time they didn't have any challengers, though. The mid-90s was terrible.
Yeah, like the beginning was bad.
93 to Mankind in 96 is just so empty. It's just so empty.
The moment Mankind comes into the WWE, it changes Taker's life. It changes everything for him.
And then 96 Taker all the way till he gets hurt at like WrestleMania 17 is pretty
fire.
good.
Yeah.
I don't think that makes
WrestleMania 15.
I don't think that makes him overrated though. That was just lack. Like if you look at that time, they had lack of talent at that time, lack of challengers, and this was the 90s were very different compared to other eras because it was very character based driven.
The body of work for the years put in.
And I blame
you gotta look at the people he's working with too, though, like Giant Gonzalez. You know what I'm saying?
And I blame Vince. Like, why are we doing Giant Gonzalez? Why are we doing Giant Gonzalez when Vader's right there? Like the fact that we weren't getting Taker and Vader, like there were. Like Vince was on some dumb shit, bro.
Like we saw what it was like when he was working with those top guys. When he was working with Brett, when he's working with Shawn.
You can for sure go. I said a bit. You know, he has some runs in him for sure. You're not gonna be around for 30 years if you don't have runs in you, right? Or if you don't have mystique. There's just a lot of empty calories in there. You know, there's just a lot of.
He even got a good match at the Diesel. That's one of Diesel's best matches at that time frame.
It was.
12. Yeah, 12's pretty good.
It's one of his best.
The Brett match is really good too. But
the Brett matches are Diesel's best, but the one at WrestleMania
with Taker's
best performances. Like I don't think that relies on Taker. Like character wise, he got it really, really over. He had mystique to it. He could talk, fitting for the character gimmick. He knew how to reinvent himself when it felt, the American Badass stuff and everything. Like he fit in. And then you look at his body of work of stories and matches. Like I can't really fault him for the earlier stages. Like when you're working with talent that is bottom tier beneath you, and then when they suffered in the mid 90s, when you had people leave, go to WCW, and then you're searching for newer stars to kind of fit in that mold. Like some of the guys they should have pushed at that time, like Owen Hart. Mr. Perfect, bro. Razor Ramon, like these were guys that Taker didn't really have programs with either that they could have. Those could have been good stories right there at that time too. But he's working with these other guys that
he's in an attraction role. He's in an attraction role to add depth to the card.
And see, and that's the thing, Ryan, that really I think hurt Taker. The fact that Vince saw him as that attraction role until the Mankind stuff. When you're like, oh, this guy can be here week to week because. I don't know if Vince thought that people, because he's this dead man character, that we have to only use him sparingly. But once we get to Attitude Era, it's like, oh no, we can have this guy here all the time.
So the debut to the Jake stuff is some pretty decent stuff. 93, 94, 95, trash. 96 through Ministry of Darkness. It's pretty legit because you get the Mankind stuff and that rolls into the Kane stuff. That's legendary all-time WWE stuff.
The Shawn Michaels stuff too.
Yeah, but the SummerSlam match versus Stone Cold is a bit of a letdown, but the build up to that, the Highway of Hell, is fucking fire as hell.
Right. There's great stuff in that time. Like I'll say he never really had good chemistry with The Rock. They never really meshed.
Yeah, he didn't go with The
Rock. In the 2000s, like Undertaker over is kind of crazy. I don't know, it's kind of wild to me.
Undertaker in the 2000s with Edge, with Randy. Oh, that was my peak era.
Like, yeah, he had some crazy stuff in that time frame. But going back to the 2010s,
put a cap on it. That's a good discussion for another day. He's a great bridesmaid. If he's got a guy he can go with, he's got the presentation to deliver.
That's something we should do. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
If he's the guy in the feud, he's a little overrated. That's all I'm saying.
I've never heard that before, but I like it.
I don't know if that fits.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. But it's a great conversation. Yeah, it is a good conversation.
Well, I don't know. We could dive into it a little bit. I feel like, his character-wise, I don't think Taker is ever meant to be the lead guy, though. He's not the guy. He's never been the face of the brand. He's never been the company. He's never been the face of the company. That was never his position. But he's probably the best superstar in the company's history ever to never be in that role and flourish so well, better than anybody. where he didn't have to be the champion. He didn't have to go after titles. He didn't have to be in a main event role to feel important to the show. You know, there were certain times when Undertaker stuff felt bigger than the main event stuff, especially when the streak became established. The streak matches at one point felt bigger than sometimes the world title matches at WrestleMania or the main event spot if he wasn't in that spot. So I mean, if you look at all his high profile stuff, everybody's got to be in there with the right talent to be able to mesh well. I mean, nobody can work with Giant Gonzalez and expect it to be a 10 out of 10 great banger of, you know, an accomplishment that we're going to look back and say, man, that was good shit right there. You know what I mean? Like everything that Taker has done with Shawn, Triple H, stuff with Batista, Brock, you know, Kurt Angle, you know, Austin, a bit of that stuff, CM Punk, you know, you could throw that in there as well. You know, he's got some like legendary stuff with a lot of the top guys, which that's what makes you legendary. If you can't perform with the top guys, then it's like you don't belong in that top guy spot.
No, there's a little respect aura to him for sure. I'm not putting him down. I'm just saying he's at the back end of the top 10, not at the top tier of the top 10.
I see. I got him in the middle of the top 10.
Yeah, he's 8.
Wait, top 10. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
All time
WWE. He's at the
top 5.
That's what I'm saying. I got him in the I got him 5, 6.
No, but he said bottom top 10. He's top 5.
He's 8, 9, 10.
Oh no, I can't do 8, 9, 10.
Undertaker is we're talking just WWE, right?
Yeah, just WWE.
Oh, he's a Mount Rushmore guy. WWE.
That's what
he's a Mount Rushmore.
If he couldn't carry the candle as the top guy and he's always there as a supporting guy, how are you going to be on the Mount Rushmore if you can't carry the candle?
Because he never had to be that. That's what I said. He flourished more than anybody in that role. He didn't have to be in that role. There's nobody else that you could look at that didn't have that position that flourished as well and as long as Undertaker did. Not to mention the greatest character the company's ever had.
That's what I was about to say. You got to give him credit for being the best character WWE ever had.
It evolved many of times. Ministry into the dark.
There's no character. Plus, it's like there's no character that
did what he did. Like,
that would have worked if anybody else played it. Because, like, if you kind of look back at the character, it is kind of cheesy a little bit. Because it's like, oh, that guy, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's
it's hard to make that work, and he made it work. But
look at Kane, man. I think Kane is a perfect example of the opposite of like. After a certain while, that Kane character became goofy, and you knew it. Like it was just a thing. Like whereas Taker, I felt his aura and his mystique maintained until the end. Whereas with Kane, it didn't even maintain to like the halfway mark. You know.
I mean, everybody has good and bad attached to their careers, though. There's always going to be highs and lows.
Years long.
True. Yeah.
There's going to be highs and lows of everybody's careers. You know, that's part of it, though. I need to know these names. Who are these names you have above the Undertaker all time in WWE?
All right. So Rock, Austin, Cena.
Okay.
Rock, Austin, Cena, Hulk.
Yes,
okay. I understand it.
That's 4.
I'm counting for you. I got you.
There's 4. I think that like the Macho Man's on his tier.
That's Macho. Okay, that's 5. Keep going. I
can't get the Macho Man.
I'm not giving him Macho either, but I want to hear his list before we critique.
No, I think that Undertaker has had a longer career than Mick Foley, but I think Foley's highs are on the tier of the Undertaker.
Mick Foley has a special place in my heart.
The Undertaker?
He's a special place in my heart. Mick Foley has a special place in my heart.
Mick Foley has had a phenomenal career.
Not in the WWE, though, compared to the Undertaker?
Mick Foley has made more wrestlers than the Undertaker.
That's an assessment you can debate and make sure.
I did say that Mick Foley had a fifth of the Undertaker's career to set the table.
I was about to say the issue with Mick
Foley maximized those minutes more than the Undertaker maximized.
Who are these other names? Go ahead.
Who are these other names? All right,
So we're at 6 with Mick Foley, and I'll explain my Mick Foley issue.
I prefer Sean's career. Sean is.
I'm shocked you didn't say him before.
Yeah, you could say in a capacity that Brett did more. Okay, Brett did more in a shorter window.
We need names that you're putting above.
So we got 2 left. We got 2 left. We got 2 spots left. You're at 8.
Okay, so let's go back. Refresh. Who are people that you are 100% ranking above the Undertaker? There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
You're gonna make me pull this shit up.
Yeah, while you're pulling it up.
You already got a list.
I got a list, bro.
All right, while you're pulling this up, I'm gonna say my Mick Foley thing. The Mick thing with me is you can't say Mick Foley, I feel, with just WWE, because I think Mick Foley is a top 10 wrestler when you talk everywhere. Because to me, Mick Foley is one of my favorites because I'm a deathmatch guy, and Mick Foley got me into death matches. But some of his best shit is in Japan. That's not WWE. So if we're talking all-time wrestlers, I have Mick Foley top 10 and high. But if we're talking just WWE, I don't know if I can say Mick's WWE career only is top 10 worthy. He's top 15 though. He's top 15
top 15
easy.
in WWE, bro.
Oh damn, Malik, I can't do that.
In WWE, he's not top 15, bro. Top 20. Top 20, sure.
I'll say 16, 17 at the lowest. I'll give him.
Foley's up there, man.
I love me, Mick Foley.
Foley reinvented the Undertaker. Foley made Austin. Foley
made Edge.
The Rock. Foley made Triple H. Foley made Orton. Foley made Edge. Those are 6, 7 guys right there.
I will say Edge and Orton were made by both Foley and Undertaker. I gotta give him.
He elevated those guys, not made them. He elevated those.
Yeah.
He elevated Austin. He made Austin. You know, he was a good foil for Vince.
There's people who've had a bigger impact and just better body of work of a career. You know, Mick Foley's career was never, unfortunately, long that it needed to be either. You know, due to injuries and stuff. But
and he's a career that it should have never been. When he got hired,
Jim Ross said,
begged Vince. All right, we'll hire him just so you can be disappointed.
And I would think Austin. I would give that more to Brett. I think Brett's kind of what put.
Okay, he helped maintain Austin.
Ooh, Pablo, I like this. Pablo, Foley versus Triple H at Rumble, better than any Taker match. I can't say better than any Taker match because of the stuff with Shawn and the stuff with Triple H. Those matches down the line.
Triple H? No,
I can't say that. But Foley Triple H is incredible. It's one of my favorite Attitude Era matches.
Great match.
Mm-hmm.
The Rumble match is incredible.
Oh, that's the one. The Rumble match. That's the one you're talking about.
And that's a match that elevated Triple H to being like a proven tough guy.
That made him be the game.
That was his tough guy match. That was his tough guy match. He accomplished it.
That match was incredible,
What's his list, man? What's his list, bro?
All right, let's get the list.
All right, so you can make a case for Roman Reigns. You could easily make a case for Roman Reigns.
So the 10 name, the 10 name.
Who we starting with?
So we got Austin, Hogan, Cena, Michaels, Rock, Roman. What's that?
That's 6.
That's not 7.
Say it again.
Austin,
Rock,
Hogan, Cena, Michaels, Roman. Did I say Rock?
Yeah, you did. That's 6.
All right, and now that's well, I can't say Bruno Sammartino, but Bruno Sammartino had a better career. I can't say it though. I can't say it though.
Yeah, don't say that one.
I can't say it. Now that's 6. Now this is the ones where you find the Undertaker in this tier. I think y'all can be mad, but there has been enough shit for Brock Lesnar to match the shit that the Undertaker had. I think that they are very comparable careers. They're in that Andre the Giant attraction role, and I prefer Brock Lesnar over the Undertaker.
Okay, so we're at 7.
From a match quality standpoint, right? And then CM Punk in the last 3 years mixed with 2010 to 13. That's a hell of a run. That's 6, 7 years right there.
Come on, bro.
We're at 8. You got 2 spots left in the top 10, Ryan. Where does Taker fall?
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret 9.
The Hitman Hart. And then boom, there we go.
Then Taker at 10.
Taker at 10.
Oh, that was nasty. That man said CM Punk came back for the final time.
CM Punk does not
my initial point was he's bottom 10, and I proved my point. He's anywhere from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10.
Most of those names weren't valid though. Now I can give you Cena. I'll give you Austin. I'll give you obviously Hogan. Even if you want to say Rock, because Rock had one of the greatest peaks of all time.
Biggest peak ever.
Roman, maybe.
Roman's had one of the greatest peaks ever, but we talking about lows too. He mentioned lows.
Yeah, lows. Oh yeah. Wait, you
can't. Roman Reigns
wait. Yeah, you brought up. Wait. You talked about empty calories for Taker. Roman is empty. That's a salmonella. That's not just empty calories. That's a food infection.
Those guys are
like holy shit. That's
Roman Reigns has had one of the greatest peaks ever, but his lows are way lower than Undertaker's.
Bro, that's blue contacts.
I didn't say Sean's above him. We're at 7. We're at 7.
Sean, I if you want to say Sean, I can understand that.
Yeah, I can get down with Sean.
There's an argument for that. I'm not gonna say that's crazy. Shawn Michaels is understandable, so I won't say that's insane.
Best wrestler, best in-ring wrestler of all time, bro.
Like, right. So if you want to say Sean, sure, fine. Sean,
I got him in that,
Sean is great, but there's
you don't like you some Taker. I see it, right?
There's no way I'm putting Brock Lesnar over him. There's no way I'm putting Mick Foley over him.
I'd rather watch a Brock Lesnar match.
There's no way.
Well, you being serious? Like you really rather watch a Brock Lesnar match than take a match?
Hell no.
Taker was like 07 Taker.
Because with Brock Lesnar, bro, you never know what you're gonna get, bro. Some of his matches could be really good, and the next match could be
2 minutes
terrible. Yeah.
Same with Taker back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah, but he's working with bottom tier talent. Brock Lesnar can work with top tier talent and have top tier bottom match.
Yeah, 2 minute bad matches with
him and Samoa Joe, bro. That wasn't a good match. That could have been a great match. Braun Strowman could have been a great match. The stuff with,
oh yeah, Malik's a Braun Strowman defender
for many years. His stuff with Roman Reigns, many years with Roman Reigns. They had maybe 2 good matches out of that feud in a 10-year span, you could say. So some of those matches ain't hit or miss. Like them early stages of Brock's career, sure. You look at the Ruthless Aggression era, Brock Lesnar,
and then promos too, man. Brock Lesnar, Taker could talk. Taker could tell some stories.
Yeah, there's some nasty names in there.
I'm just saying there's some empty calories there.
That's fair. That's your opinion. I'm glad we had this. This is a great conversation.
I don't see how it's similar though. Undertaker's careers are just flourished better. Like the lows were low for Taker, but if we're looking at his highs are. It's one of the.
I didn't say he wasn't top 20. I said he was top 10.
Right. But I'm saying the people you're named
the highs. You got to pick it apart a little bit. That's it.
The people that you named. They don't have the highs that Taker had though. That's what I'm saying. Like they didn't have those type of highs. When I'm talking like peak stories, like legendary feuds and matches that like revolutionized or like that get talked about, still to this day, like, oh, those are some of the greatest feuds and matches a part of the company's history, like Undertaker Kane, Undertaker Triple H, things that like built and helped revolutionize, the entire industry. Some of these names that you named, I can understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to put Roman and Rock in those conversations, because those guys had peaks that Undertaker never had. So that is a debate that I can understand.
Y'all sleeping on Savage a little bit too much. I would have Savage. I know I'm an old head. I would have Savage.
Randy Savage.
Randy's great, but you want to talk about a bridesmaid.
Career-wise, we're talking about career. He never had an Undertaker career, bro.
Like that was
he was only around for 10 years.
He was always the bridesmaid.
So much longevity there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we're talking a career though. He never had. You can't compare Macho Man's career to Undertaker's WWE
like
career.
The Mega Powers is a top 3 storyline of all time in the company.
That's a great story.
True. I'm not gonna argue that. But Taker has a top story in multiple top stories in the company. That's the thing.
I know, but
and I'll say this for Randy Savage because I love the old school wrestling. I was about to say if we're talking best workers of all time, then yes.
We're talking just talent-wise, different
yes.
story, but career-wise, no, he's not career.
Yeah, I can't give him a better career than Taker, but worker, I 100%.
But I'm just saying empty.
Little empty calories.
To my point, I think I proved my point. There's a little empty calories, and
I agree with you that there's empty calories.
I'm not bad. It's not bad, boys. 8, 9, 10 is pretty fucking good.
I agree with you that there's empty calories, but I don't agree with you that he's not at least top 6. That's
okay. But so we said there's 35 years of Taker, and there's 5 years that we've mentioned of being all time.
That's bad. Yeah.
5 years all time. The whole 2000s was peak for Taker. The entire run, 2000 to 2009.
Yeah, I'm a Ruthless Aggression kid. I love the Ruthless Aggression Taker.
2000s was the American Badass stuff was good, and then you look, especially in stuff from the Ruthless Aggression era. Yeah,
it was like hardcore champion in 2001. What are we talking about?
But it was still great.
02, 03, 07, 08. And then I'll give you
05 was a great year too.
98, 91, 99's ass.
You gotta go 96.
96.
I give you 2000s. 04 was kind of because
bad. Yeah, 04 was the bad year.
The Orton year was I'll give you the Orton years. All right, so we're talking 7 years out of 35. All right.
And then you got to look at the other stuff too. A lot of those years too, he was always in and out. He could be out for injuries.
I know.
The 2010s, he was part time, so he wasn't there full time.
He was low key part time in the 2000s too. right?
Because he would come in and out due to injuries, and he would fluctuate in and out and stuff like that too. But every peak you're gonna name though, there's never been a peak consistently that's been good consistently for a 10, 12.
He just happened to be working with really good guys during that peak.
And they happen to be working with him too. So
I know. That's why he's top 10.
it goes both ways, I mean, Undertaker's best stuff is with a lot of the top guys, but a lot of the top guy stuff is also with the Undertaker too. So it goes hand in hand in both ways, like Undertaker's greatest years are 2000s, and that's some of the peak stuff. But there's maybe between 2000 and 2009, there's probably maybe 2 years in that time you could point out that maybe were like some years that were like, oh, that year might not have been a good year. 04 I can give you because that year he just came back as a dead man. If you want to count 01 because of the hardcore title stuff, sure, whatever.
99, 2000, he's hurt for half, and these characters washed.
But I would say majority of them 2000s, like Undertaker's giving, in the night, like towards the late 90s, middle 90s, like we're talking like some of the, and then the early 2010s too, before like 2010 to 2015, and that time, like that 5-year stretch, like even though he was part-time, but like the WrestleMania matches, he was still having the best matches at WrestleMania majority of that time frame. So after 2015 is when it really got bad, but that's when he started to get older.
Yeah, but that shouldn't really count. Like,
that's
like that Cena match don't count.
But like Malik said, 2010 to 2015, I don't see him missing now.
2010,
2015 was once a year.
We can't. It was peak though. If he comes once a year,
he's an attraction.
Yeah, it was he could come once a year and it could still be terrible. Those matches still could have been bad.
I'll give you 50-50, 90 to 2010, 50-50. 50-50 split. Good, bad.
I like what James said 96, 97, 98, 01, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. I'm not mad at that list. I like all them Taker years.
Those are all good years.
Yeah.
Good or good match. Because some of those are part-time. So either good years or very elite matches.
Good matches, yeah.
In that time frame. By
he's set up to there. He's over, right? Like, yeah.
He's over.
I'm not saying he's top 50. He's top 10.
Top. Bottom 10 is
8, 7.
Bottom 10. That's what I'm saying. Bottom 10 is crazy. I'm okay with 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 is cool.
Who are you putting over Taker, Lynn?
Okay, I'm going Austin, Rock. So that's 1, 2. I go Shawn Michaels because I love Shawn Michaels. 1, 2, 3. Cena, and then this is where I get into I gotta say, just to be unbiased and because we try to be we're credible here. Hulk Hogan at 5. I cannot deny what he did, and then I go Taker at 6. That's why I said I put him at 6.
Okay.
But if I don't want to do Hulk Hogan, I'm putting Taker at 5. Like that's simple. Like to me, like my personal, like I said, Austin 1, Rock, Cena, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker 5, right there.
Excluding Hogan.
Yeah, excluding Hogan. Yeah, and if Hogan's in, Hogan's at 5, and then you put Taker at 6.
That's interesting.
Where do you go?
I would say Hogan, Austin, Cena, and Taker. That's my Mount Rushmore.
4. Gotcha.
That's my Rushmore right there.
Gotcha. I'm not mad at that.
5. 5 could fluctuate. It could be Shawn. It could be Rock. I think Roman
wrestler than or WWE wrestler than the Undertaker. I don't care.
Who?
You said The Rock.
The Rock's better.
The Rock's had a greater peak, but he's not better than Undertaker.
I know. I stand on business with that.
Rock's had a better peak. So if you want to do peak wise, sure, his peak is one of the top 3 greatest peaks probably the company's ever had. You could say for sure, but career wise, I would still take the Undertaker. Career wise,
5 times
over The Rock.
Yeah, that's what
just WWE. Yeah, because you got to take Taker's career over Rock.
The only reason the only WWE guys, Rock and Taker.
Yeah, true.
You ain't taking mean Mark Callis.
Yeah,
the only reason I wouldn't put him over Austin either is just for the simple fact that Austin's peak that changed WWE
wrestling. Yeah, Austin's incredible. Like you can't. Austin's the biggest draw ever.
Well, you say that about Austin, you can say about Hulk. I know he ain't like.
No, I put Hulk on the list. I said if I
put Hulk Hogan.
I put Hulk on the list. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, the big four. Hulk, Cena, Austin,
yeah.
The Rock, and then I would prefer Shawn. I prefer Randy, and I know it's
Randy.
Not Orton.
Savage. Oh, Savage. Okay, I was about to say. I was like, whoa.
Either Randy. It don't matter which Randy. Savage, Orton.
I just think Taker's closer to Foley, Kurt, and those.
I agree with you about Shawn though, because I love me some Shawn Michaels. And in the comments.
He's just way too consistent.
Let me go to the comments. You can't put Ric Flair on a top WWE list. I'm sorry. You can't do it. Ric Flair's WWE
if you're talking 1 year, his 92 is phenomenal. But yeah, it's only 1 year.
Yeah, you can't, Ric Flair can't be on a top WWE list.
Yeah, all-time WWE list, Ric Flair don't belong on a WWE anything. His best years were never in WWE.
I don't even know if you could put Kurt Angle on a top WWE list, top 10.
He spent more time in TNA.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He has a great role in WWE.
Kurt did have a good little run in WWE, though.
But his TNA shit is what made him that.
TNA run was pretty good.
Yeah.
Foley or Angle, better run, WWE.
Ooh, no, Mick Foley. Mick Foley in WWE. Got to.
I'm saying Kurt Angle.
Ooh.
That's all preference. Story versus.
Kurt Angle got the best rookie year ever. He got better matches.
Foley had some bangers though.
Yeah, stories you could debate, but I think match wise he got better.
Foley's got the moments though.
Give me Foley versus Triple H. Give me Foley versus Rock. Give me Foley versus Edge.
Banger, bro.
Give me Foley versus Randy Orton.
Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Kurt Shawn, Kurt Taker, Kurt Brock, Kurt and The Rock, Kurt and Austin.
Kurt's on that Undertaker tier, man. He's pretty good.
No, Kurt's great. I love Kurt Angle.
He's
Mick Foley's just my guy. That's the only reason why I said Mick Foley.
I just want to give him a shout. He's underrated historically.
Foley. Kurt Angle's great.
Kurt's great, bro. Kurt's the man.
To go back into the 2010, so you had a lot of stars built up in that time too. The Shield.
My bad, by the way.
No, you're good. That's a great conversation.
The Shield fluctuated in that time. Obviously, those become three of the biggest pillars. It turned out to be those became three of the biggest pillars ever. The Shield is basically what the Nexus was supposed to be. I guess you could say. Those guys turned out to be great for that time frame. But there's also a lot of fumbles in that time, a lot of great peaks and stories in that time as well. We can't talk about the 2010s though and not talk about Black and Gold. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah, NXT baby, yes sir.
That was literally saving WWE's life system for the longest because.
Okay, well, when the developmental kicked off, or when they did the game show.
No, we're not talking about that damn game.
I mean, we could dive into the game. So if we're going back to the regular NXT, the game show.
It was it was a fun watch on like a Tuesday night at 10. I thought it was kind of cool.
Nah, that shit was ass, bro.
What
Remember the mustache promo,
bro? You like Highwood? I have a mustache.
The mustache.
When I think of the game, I just think of what's that? That big chubby is Curtis Axel. Is that the right guy?
Husky Harris?
Yeah, no, not Bray Wyatt. No, hold on, I gotta look him up. Hold on.
Come on, I remember when Fandango was Johnny Curtis and he was on it all the time.
I don't know who he's talking about, but
I'm gonna find it.
It is kind of funny because 10 and 11 suck in retrospect, right? Even though we talked about some good, but 12 and 13 is pretty fire if you think about it and you dive into it. WWE year wise.
I ain't no that whole fucking game show shit was none. And I'll say NXT from 2014 to 2019 was really, really great stuff.
I was just talking about WWE.
I don't know if you guys watched
Michael McGillicuddy, bro. Michael McGillicuddy. I hated that.
Curtis Axel?
Yeah, Curtis Axel. Yes, bro. I did not like him on that game show at all.
Did y'all watch them whole years 2014 and 2019, or did y'all start a little late? Or
okay.
NXT, saw Sami Zayn's rise and all that stuff, like Kevin Owens' debut.
That was the best.
The Shinsuke debut.
Samoa Joe,
I started with the Kevin Owens debut. That's when I started.
Yeah. Okay, so during that time, Black and Gold. I mean, we're talking Ruthless Aggression, but Black and Gold is probably also second to having the best quality of matches with stories that maybe the era's ever had for WWE. That time was so special. I mean, it felt like a legit indie show, but it was still a WWE product, even though they kind of didn't treat it that way when it comes to main roster stuff. Because if you look at how some of the people were used when they got caught up to the main roster, it was atrocious. But man, Guys, Black and Gold was so special during that time. I mean, you look at the superstars they created in that system, the DIY storyline with Gargano and Ciampa, Shinsuke Nakamura's popularity rise, the people they would sign like Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, and then Sami Zayn's underdog story, the women's division with Asuka, Bayley, Shayna, Ember Moon, even little groups like Sanity were over, like little groups that just you probably knew deep down wasn't going to flourish on the main roster, but like
NXT was over.
Yeah, and NXT was so great. The Revival, Enzo and Cass, the Authors of Pain, like Undisputed Era, like
Undisputed Era was next level.
I was about to say
Undisputed Era was peak.
So let me ask y'all, when it comes to NXT Black and Gold, who is your favorite like entity? Because for me, some people say their favorite's Johnny Gargano. Some people would say Ciampa, but for me, it's Adam Cole, man.
100%.
What Adam Cole did in NXT Black and Gold was absolutely legendary, bro. Yep. Adam Cole. Got to give credit to Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly being the perfect being the perfect Robins and Alfreds to Adam Cole's Batman. But my goodness, Undisputed Era led by Adam Cole was some of the best shit. Like, people love Johnny Gargano, but I am an Adam Cole guy when it comes to Black and Gold through and through.
You know what's crazy? Adam Cole wasn't even my favorite member of Undisputed Era, though.
Ooh, who was your favorite? Roderick?
I was really big into Kyle O'Reilly, man.
Oh, bro, Kyle's
I really liked Kyle O'Reilly. I was really pissed off when he didn't get the NXT championship before he left, and he put over Von Wagner and shit. Which, I mean, I get it, but it was like
whack.
Kyle O'Reilly, man, he was my guy in the Undisputed Era.
They did a good job building him up.
Like Adam Cole was obviously the top guy, but Kyle O'Reilly was my favorite guy in the group. I liked his style. I liked his presentation. Like, Kyle O'Reilly was somebody that really caught my attention. As far as
he's a great wrestler.
He is.
Favorites, I would probably still have to say Bayley, man. There's something about Bayley in NXT, like the hugger thing. Like,
there's a connection there at that level.
I don't know. Bayley really gravitated me, man. Like, I really bought into her gimmick and like really bought into what she was selling, if that makes sense. Like, the stuff with her and Sasha was like such
incredible
must-watch stuff, where it's like that's what made women's wrestling and WWE alone be like a very serious entity, where it's like you can't deny this anymore. You can't deny women's wrestling. The Divas Era, the Butterfly Championship, scrap it all. Like, women's wrestling has to be better than what we've been seeing over the last many years, because Sasha and Bayley were giving us next level type shit, man. Like, I still think that Bayley and Sasha, I still think that's the best takeover match for me. Just based off the story, the connection the crowd had, and the conclusion of it. I mean, that was just such like
incredible.
You knew after that match, y'all saw something great. Like, it was like, man, after you saw that, you were like, man, this is something special right here. You knew something had changed.
When it came to the women, for me, Shayna Baszler, bro. Like, oh my gosh. Shayna Baszler was a killer. And like, it made me so upset when Shayna went to the main roster that she wasn't utilized as this killer. Like, Shayna Baszler in NXT was a monster. And another one that I really loved when we're talking about NXT, and this is matches in general, but Johnny Gargano and Andrade, you talked about how you bought into Bayley. I bought into Andrade so much in NXT, man. I thought
it took me a while.
I love me some Andrade. Oh, you didn't like him?
Oh. Well, his matches were good, of course.
I was going to say, matches were killer.
Come on, remember when he had his little top hat and suspenders and he used to be like with a cane? Like,
yeah, I was like, I don't know, man.
That was whack.
Who is somebody in NXT that you never bought into, though? Somebody that you just never like, I don't know, man. I can't buy into
Killer Cross. That don't count for this era, I don't think. But when he was carrying
Cross,
I thought it was so whack. I thought it was so
really
whack the whole time. Yeah.
Let me think. Someone I didn't buy into.
Somebody you didn't buy
this
into.
era. Let me think.
Somebody that you just didn't like. I don't know, man. Something. I don't know.
Well, we're thinking of that, but I don't know how cool it is to say it now, but I really liked the Velveteen Dream, man. When they got him cooking on there, I thought
he was doing some good stuff.
I thought he was so different and unique, and he was such a flexible wrestler, fitting in with everybody, that all his matches were always compelling, and his stories built to stuff as well.
Yeah, that is true. He was doing some really good stuff in that.
He was.
I can't deny that. I'll say somebody that I never bought into in NXT during that. We're talking the 2010. So during that particular time frame, shit, honestly, it might be Andrade, bro. Maybe it was just like the look, man. I don't know. Like his match was really good, but presentation, I don't know, man. It just
like the shaves.
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with myself. Two people I just didn't like. Ricochet, didn't buy into him.
What? Ricochet was a hooper in NXT.
I didn't buy into him. I didn't like him. And then the other person I didn't like, Aleister Black, bro.
I was gonna say Aleister Black.
What?
I didn't like Aleister Black in NXT.
Aleister Black was one of the best.
I thought they were best together, honestly, because they lacked.
That Ricochet Aleister Black match was crazy, bro. Oh, nah, bro.
Those were just two that I just.
No. That's not okay. That's not okay.
I'm so sorry.
Aleister Black had. First off, Aleister Black stood out differently than anybody on the roster because he was unique. Nobody else.
He was unique.
On the roster. And then that finisher to that black mask that also stood out. But Ricochet in NXT was
he had so many good matches. So many good matches, Ricochet.
Ricochet I agree he had good matches. I didn't buy into old Ricochet.
I'm kind of with you on Black too. I think it was a little forced.
Black was like that, bro. And stuff with Gargano, Ciampa, Ricochet. Oh my gosh. He even gave a good match to the Lord Sullivan.
Lord Sullivan. A weird one. He's a weird one in retrospect, yeah.
God,
in it, bro, a weird NXT moment when EC3 was trying to be the guy. I did not like EC3.
Oh, another guy I was really into in NXT, Pete Dunne, bro.
Yes,
Pete Dunne was one of my favorites,
bro. He was cracking fingers, breaking bone. Yes, he was.
I was
about to say, if you're talking Pete Dunne, I loved his partner in Mustache Mountain, baby.
Oh, Trent
Seven. Yep, I love me some Trent Seven.
Bobby Roode, of course, was great in NXT.
Oh yeah, bro, the glorious one.
Honestly, I would probably say my favorite.
His music too.
It doesn't fit Shinsuke at all, bro. Like at all.
Probably my favorite. Oh, Keith Lee. Can't forget about Keith Lee.
That was a flash of the fucking pan. Holy shit!
Wow. When Keith Lee became double champion,
Dijak is fire,
bro. Dijak was great. In just the moment when Keith Lee became double champion, he took it off of Adam Cole. That was a fucking moment. And you gotta say, when you're talking NXT, Walter. Oh yeah, it was. But Walter was incredible as well. Jeez.
His debut was sweet. It was you only get him for 19 though, right? Because
I feel my favorite male superstar in NXT probably, it might be at that time. I was really into Ciampa.
I was really into Cole.
Yeah, I'm an Adam Cole guy. But when it comes to Ciampa or Gargano, I'm not gonna lie, Malik. I did fuck with Ciampa a little more. I cannot lie.
Ciampa was great. I did like Keith Lee a lot. Shinsuke was really up there for me too. Shinsuke was like really, really.
I was at that title change where Finn lost to Joe. That house show.
Oh, in the cage.
Yep. No. That was a house show in Lowell, Massachusetts.
And see, I can't.
The cage match was a takeover.
Yeah, the cage match.
I can't lie. Being a Bullet Club guy, I love Finn Balor in NXT, and see that goes into my love of Adam Cole. Finn Balor and bro, when Finn Balor was with Undisputed Era and all that stuff they were doing together, chef's kiss, man.
Finn might be the NXT male GOAT. Maybe the two runs are pretty good.
I think it's between. Runs up there. I think the NXT male GOAT goes between these people. I think it's Finn Balor. I think it's Adam Cole. I think it's Johnny Gargano. And then the fourth, would you say Braun Breaker?
He had a good run, but I don't think he's at that tier.
I think Melo had a better run.
Melo, okay. You got to say someone from that new era.
Melo had a better run. I would probably say the GOAT though. I probably have to be Gargano, bro. The type of matches that he was giving us. Even though he didn't win a lot, but the type, like the best NXT takeover matches, probably 80% of them have Johnny Gargano attached to it.
Well, if you're gonna make Gargano cases, he has 3 5s versus Ciampa, Cole, and Andrade. Like
Ciampa, Cole, and you got to take the tag team stuff too, with DIY, like the tag team stuff he did with Revival.
Yeah,
true. He had a great match with Ricochet, Black, bro. He had good matches with everybody, man.
He did.
He was having some of the
and he was only champ for like 2 months.
He was a very good storyteller too, like the sympathy that he could get by losing and still feeling important too, like
the real underdog, not Sami Zayn.
Him, Bailey, and Sami Zayn are the best underdogs they had at NXT because they were very good at getting sympathy out of the fans. Like when they lost, you felt bad for them.
Yeah, it's crazy that he lost in the Cruiserweight Classic in the first round, Gargano. You're right.
The champion,
He's made a career to today.
Biggest NXT what ifs? Because y'all brought up Velveteen Dream. Is there any other? Are there any others besides Velveteen Dream?
It has to be Velveteen Dream. If we're talking just in the NXT roster, yeah.
Yeah, he's the biggest one because John Cena said that man was over, bro. I remember he was.
Everybody else got utilized, so everybody else.
True.
I mean, there were some people that came up to the main roster that shocked us. That like Alexa Bliss shined, Bianca Belair shined to the main roster.
Elias, the Drifter.
Elias.
You know, like there were people who weren't really doing much in NXT. Becky Lynch took her a while, but like people who came up to the main roster that didn't really do much. Now, who's the biggest NXT call up fumble during that time?
Samoa Joe got to be. He's up there.
I would say Shinsuke, bro.
Shinsuke, yeah.
Shinsuke was, oh my god, that was so.
And then the fact that you mess up the AJ Styles match, what just a failure.
Shinsuke came up to the roster and got one of the best debut reactions.
Still got a job though, right? Like it can't be that much of a fumble. Man, it's still getting them checks.
True, he is still getting them checks.
He should have been way better than what he was. We're talking about. He comes up to the main roster, crazy debut, crazy reactions, and then. Even after losing to Jinder Mahal in WWE title matches, they still managed to revive him. He wins the Rumble, goes to WrestleMania, not only loses, but then turns heel. For what? Turned into a bad guy for what? He's one of the most over guys in the company. And then his trajectory was never the same, bro. He had 3 other matches with AJ Styles for that championship. Yes. Didn't win the title in any of those matches. And if you look at his momentum, year by year, it went down. Every single year it got worse, bro. Shinsuke went from being one of the guys on TV that you want to see to now a guy that people don't care to see on your TV anymore.
That's a fact. I got 2 others. Shayna Baszler for the women. Big fun main roster fumble. And then you gotta say the Revival, bro. FTR.
I love the Revival.
Like, main roster.
Bro, they were shaving each other's backs in the bathroom.
Yeah, bro. Like,
that's crazy. I forgot about that.
Oh, and Keith Bearcat Lee.
Bearcat Lee was fire, bro.
Bearcat Lee was crazy.
Crazy, man.
So to go back, we'll go back to the main roster stuff. I feel like it's only appropriate, man. We got to talk about the big dog, man. You know, that Roman Reigns era. So,
dude.
The Shield, obviously, I don't know if people remember this or not, but if you really go back and look at when the Shield debuted, there's little things that they were telling us at that time that they were pretty much believing in Roman Reigns to be the next guy. People may not have saw it at that time, but there's little things that you can go back and look at. Go back to Survivor Series 2013. They had a traditional elimination match. Roman Reigns is a sole survivor. He eliminates 4 people in that match. A whole 5-man squad. Roman Reigns gets 4 eliminations in that match, and he's the sole survivor. The 2014 Royal Rumble, he broke Kane's record at that time and eliminated the most people in that match. That record had stood for over 10 years at that point.
That's within 2 months. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's it. And that's why people were booing.
And then if you look at the Wyatt stuff, go back and look at the little details of the feud where when they would have the face-offs, the first guy to step up would be Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. Roman would be the first guy to make that move and step up, and then the other 2 guys would step up afterwards.
And Roman would face off
the little things they were telling us at that time. Like, we didn't see it, but the little things they were telling us.
And to add to your point, Malik, too, every time they did the Shield bomb, he's the ones firing up and they're delivering them to him. Mm-hmm. He's the one getting over mostly with the Shield bomb.
And anytime they're facing another group, Roman's always the one that's face to face with the leader. The only time it wasn't was when it was like the Triple H group. That's because Seth was face to face with Triple H. But even still,
when they fought Evolution, who's the guy that got the pinfall victory?
Roman
Reigns, bro. Like, they were telling us
at the time, who was y'all's favorite Shield member? Because I can't lie, I love Dean Ambrose, bro. I did.
It was crazy. I like Seth.
You know what's crazy? Mine was Roman.
Oh shit! Okay, all three different. Nice.
Yep.
Mine
was most now.
mine was Roman, Seth, Dean. Those are my favorite in that order.
Okay,
I was Seth, Dean, Roman.
I went Dean, Roman, Seth.
Wow, we're not even. on any playing field here.
Okay, a little different.
I like it.
Roman had now. Obviously, I didn't know what he was going to turn out to be, but he was. I don't know. He gave off a cool presence to me. Like he was the guy in the group that I felt was most legit. Where I was like, yeah, that guy right there.
Dean was crazy to me. Like I told y'all, I like deathmatch wrestling. I like that Mick Foley style character. So I like Dean. And to Malik's point, Roman was just a badass, cool guy. Like that's why he was my number 2.
Well, they all fit well together because Mox was promo guy, Seth was in-ring guy, Roman was powerhouse. So they all meshed and fit well together. Now, I also, if you think about it, I also think what hurt Roman Reigns in the long run with his babyface arc. I think Vince heard them 2014 Royal Rumble chants when he was up against Batista and they were the final 2 and people were chanting for Roman Reigns to win. But I think Vince didn't realize that we just didn't want Batista in that spot. We want Daniel Bryan. So Roman Reigns was the only option that we had at the time that we were going to cheer for. I think he heard that and he was like, yes, I got this big
I got what I want.
I got this big money baby face that I'm going to get. Look at the next Rumble. Oh my gosh.
Booed out the building.
2015 Royal Rumble is the worst Rumble of all time.
It's brutal.
Don't know how they sat down in the creative room and thought legitimately this could be the best Rumble that we could possibly put on to get Roman Reigns over the way they wanted him to. Don't understand how that happens. That run right there of the big dog started right there. And if you look at the 2015 Royal Rumble, that was the night that the fans turned on Roman and they never forgave the creative for Roman Reigns winning that match, not having Daniel Bryan win, and the way they booked other superstars within that match. The 2015 Rumble hurt Roman so bad, he never was able to recover as a face. There was nothing the company was going to be able to do, and it showed year after year, no matter who he fought, who he went up against, no matter what they did afterwards, the fans rejected him year by year by year by year because they knew he was going to be the guy. But that 2015 Rumble really, really put a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths because I think a lot of people knew at that time he's our next guy. But also, I don't know if there's ever been another guy you can name that was forced the way they forced Roman on us. Like,
See, that's right off the heels of Cena. Because that's what the backlash was like. We rejected Punk, you rejected Bryan.
You rejected Punk, you rejected Bryan.
Roman down our throat after forcing Cena. That was the biggest deterrent.
What also hurt is I think they wanted Roman to be another version of John Cena, that babyface role. But Cena had been rejected for so many years. The fans didn't want that. They already had a John Cena, but they didn't want another version of John Cena because they already dealt with that for 10 years. They wanted something different and fresh. And then when you're putting blue contacts in Roman's eyes, you're making him have a goatee and stuff. And it's like, you're trying to get him over.
Crazy.
You're trying to get him over.
Context is bad.
You're trying to get him over as that babyface gimmick, but Roman Reigns doesn't embody anything like that babyface gimmick. And they tried so hard year by year. It's like they completely ignored us. No matter how much the people said no and rejected it, WWE said, we don't care about the noise. He's our guy. You're going to accept it whether you like it or not, and we're going to get him over as a face. It was literally a collision of the fans telling you, we don't want Roman in that spot. We don't want him as the face. We don't want him as the good guy. Vince and WWE saying, doesn't matter. He's going to be in that spot. You got to live with it.
And that's the thing, man. I think Ryan said it, like when you're coming off the heels of, okay, we want CM Punk. You botch Summer of Punk. Okay, we want Daniel Bryan. Yes, we get we're getting Yesel movement, but we still want him, but you're not making him the guy. Some people may have liked Seth. Some people may have liked Dean. But we know one thing. Roman, we don't necessarily want him to be the guy. We like him as this powerhouse. If you're not going to make him a heel, then I don't know if we want it. And then you're just pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's like when The Rock comes out at Royal Rumble, it's like people still don't like him. You're still getting booed. It's like, nah, man, that shit, we did not like that shit at all.
I will say not all of the big dog years were bad. There were some years in there that were fine. You know, he had some really good matches. Some of the stories I think were good. I think one of the better stories of the 2010s was Roman and the Braun Strowman feud. I think that was one of the better stories of the 2010s where both guys came out looking very good. But for some reason, the high quality stuff, there were 3 people that Vince McMahon was obsessed with in the 2010s that fans hated and did not want in the top spot. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Charlotte Flair.
Yes.
Those 3 alone were getting title opportunities, title matches, main event spots where they're great talents. Nobody can deny that. but it felt so forced where it's like you have other options there. And then when they would move to other options, it only felt temporary. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you're moving to this option because it's
the back and forth with Charlotte and Sasha was ridiculous.
You're moving to this option because it's temporary, but it's like it didn't feel authentic where you believed in these people the same way you believed in Roman, Brock, or Charlotte, you know, at the time. And then when Ronda came, you can add her to that too. When Ronda came to the fold, she added a mix to that. But his big three were Roman, Brock, and Charlotte. 100%. And gosh, we're talking after 2015. We're talking, let's say, 2016 to 2019. Oh my gosh, those three alone were insufferable. Like
horrible.
They could give you some good matches, but I don't know why they were so obsessed with Roman and Brock being a thing. They thought, I guess, Roman fighting Brock would help, you know, get Roman over even more as a babyface, but it only did worse. And then Charlotte, the amount of titles she would win every single year, where it was like she kept beating everybody's favorite. It's just like, what is like his obsession with those three was crazy at that time. So going to the big dog, Roman's been the tribal chief pretty much the same length as the big dog years now at this time frame.
Wow, yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. But Ryan, going to the big dog, I got to ask you, is the big dog run overhated or do you feel like it's justified for the hate?
I just remember never liking him. You know, so what are we at? 14 through 19, pretty much. 6 years, pretty much. Oof, that's tough. And what the kickback is to Roman, it seems like every one of those years he main evented a WrestleMania. And that's where a lot of people got their legs cut out from him. And that's where a lot of the rejection is, because they're not trying new people. They keep trying the same people with Roman, right? So I'm sure that he had some good stuff in between non-WrestleMania seasons that we're overlooking perhaps. But taking a flashback look like we're doing here, you kind of remember the highs of like the WrestleManias and the Rumbles and stuff like that. And whenever he was presented as the guy, the pushback was really their front force on pushing back away. And I don't know if he was given a fair shake, but at the end of the day, he is so fucking corny as the big dog compared to the tribal chief.
I can't say it's overhated. That shit is properly hated because it was like, to Ryan's point, it's like, you remember those manias, it's every freaking mania. And so many guys didn't get their opportunities because we were pushing Roman. Like, it was insufferable. It was so bad. And to add to that big three, one of the people in the comments said it, the next tier right under those three, Baron Corbin. Vince loved him some Baron Corbin in the 2010s, and it was bad, bro. It was bad.
And one more Roman thing with the WrestleManias, they cooked Taker, they cooked Triple H up, they cooked Brock Lesnar up 2, 3, 4, 5 times. They cooked all these legendary stars to make Roman that didn't present other guys on the rise as well. So Roman double cooked the main event scene because he forced the old guys in the main event scene to face him to make him, and it wasn't working. There was a lot of
think about that though.
Yeah,
they had Roman Reigns beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Triple H,
Undertaker back to back, all back to back, and it didn't get him over.
Roman was always destined to be the face, right? Like that was always going to be his role. Nobody else was probably going to.
And then they were going to cook up Goldberg for his ass too, as well. But that's crazy.
Roman and Cena too. Cena put him over. Roman was always going to be the face, right? If you wanted Roman to be the face of the company, that's fine. But the way you utilized and positioned him wasn't the right way. They fed all these people to him at his lowest time where he didn't feel authentic. He wasn't giving us good promos. His stories weren't really that great. You know, his matches were fine, but his presentation wasn't what people felt. This is what I look at as a top guy. It felt so forced and so underwhelming where his WrestleMania main events were under-delivering. His feuds were under-delivering. His title reigns were under-delivering. Like, he wasn't giving us the quality that they wanted him to give us because they're trying to make Roman Reigns something that he wasn't. They were so hell-bent on trying to get him over as the top babyface, like the superhero John Cena version babyface, and it just was never going to work. Fans rejected it so hard year by year, but WWE countless times said they didn't care. They ignored the noise. They ignored it time and time again, and they continued to push us. Paul Heyman even said in his recent interview with Chris Van Fleet that when Roman even turned heel, and they put him on screen together, he still wanted to call Roman Reigns the big dog.
Yep.
He still wanted to be the big dog Roman Reigns. Like he was still
Roman and Paul Heyman had to fight against it.
He still had that mindset mentality. Like he still wanted him to be the big dog Roman Reigns. Like, no, that's not what the fans want. He's not the big dog. Like, we don't want that. Like, it's crazy because Roman at the level that he's at now, I feel like he's always had a lot of potential like this. But maybe he was handcuffed and held back for so many years because they wanted him to be that babyface for so long.
Oh, he definitely
even after he came back from the leukemia, that still couldn't even get him over as a babyface, bro. Like, he fought Jinder Mahal in a pay-per-view match and couldn't even get cheered over Jinder Mahal. He couldn't get babyface cheers over Jinder Mahal coming up that WWE title ring.
It's the character that Vince gave him, man. Roman has shown with the big dog, with the tribal chief, that if you allow him to be himself and to not be forced into this, I'm goatee, blue contact, eating dog food, suffering succotash. Like, if you allow him to be a real person, he's really good. And to your point about the Chris Lamb interview, Paul Heyman said they had to fight to not be called the big dog. They had to fight to allow Roman to have freedom. And Roman said he wasn't coming back if he didn't get to do it. And thank God Paul Heyman and Roman fought for what they did. If not, Roman Reigns would not be remembered how we're remembering him today, because the tribal chief does so well to show how he is a great performer that it makes us forget all of this necessarily properly hated stuff. But Roman's not the fault for the big dog. It's Vince in the company.
And if you even look at 2019, bro, he's losing pay-per-view matches to Shane McMahon, to Eric Rowan, to Baron Corbin.
Shane O'Mac, baby.
In Saudi Arabia.
He did. I forgot about that.
Yes, in Saudi Arabia. He lost to Shane McMahon, bro.
Are they trying to build sympathy for him? Like, what are we doing?
I guess because that year they had the whole storyline with they had the whole story with who attacked him backstage, right? Who was it? Buddy Murphy stuff. Well, they had a great match on SmackDown.
That was a great match.
Then he's losing matches. He lost the pay-per-view match to Eric Rowan. They got the dog food dumped on him and shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, it was
the dog food was the lowest of the lowest point for him. That was the lowest.
Yeah, honestly, bro, he couldn't. I didn't know if he was gonna be able to.
Mascot, Jesus, remember the mascot?
I didn't think he was gonna bounce back from that.
Did he? Remember what made him worse? Remember they had the little bark sounds in the entrance, the little bark noise.
Oh my god, that was so bad, bro.
So bad, bro.
That was corny as hell.
They even gave him the Shield music. They gave him the Shield music too. That's crazy.
Honestly, it got bad for Roman when the fans felt bad for Roman. When they hated him for so many years, and it got to a point where his booking got so bad, fans were like, "Damn, man, I feel bad." Bro.
We feel bad. Yep, the dog did it, bro. Like, it was just like, oh no, we can't blame this guy anymore. It's like, this is the company, man. They're doing it's just ridiculous. And Ryan, you're right. They gave, out of all the people to get the Shield music, Roman got it. They were like, we got to get this guy over. He gets the Shield music. It still didn't work.
They even kept the entrance for about a year.
Yes.
Oh, walking through the crowd. That's crazy. That's right. Yeah.
For about a year. Yeah.
And think about his attire. He's the closest one to the bulletproof vest, like
they just put
tactical vest. They just put his logo on it, bro.
Blue logo, red logo, gray logo, white logo. We're just trying shit, bro.
I hate it, bro. By the time he got to Tribal Chief, I was like, so thank God that logo is gone. Because I was sick of it. It was on the glove. It was on the chest. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Remember every WrestleMania he had to do the pyro entrance with the fist? Every WrestleMania he had to do that entrance, man.
It's crazy. He was the coolest guy in the 20s, though.
Yeah, it changed his life, man. It changed everything.
Who would have ever thought, man, that Roman Reigns would have been able to evolve into this aspect?
What if they did that in 17, man? That's crazy.
I gotta ask, if you had to pick one, what's the worst match of the 2010s? First one that comes to your mind.
Hell in a Cell came to my mind. That was the first one. Bray Wyatt.
So you got two answers. What's yours?
Actually, I'll go Cole versus Lawler. That shit was terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Jerry Cole. So you say Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole? WrestleMania?
Cole Brett versus fucking Vince. I'll go Cole Lawler.
That shit was terrible.
Actually, or do you go Hell in a Cell? Like
that's what I said. He said first thing that came to mind right when he said it. Hell in a Cell 2019. Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins. That was the first thing that came to mind.
That's not a bad answer. So my answer is gonna be different. I don't think the Hell in a Cell match is the worst match. I think that's the worst decision based off of the structure of the match around it.
It wasn't even a real match.
The worst match gotta be Goldberg versus The Undertaker. It gotta be Goldberg.
Well, yeah, you got two guys outside the top 10, right? So
I got
yeah, chill.
That right there. I don't even know how to explain this match. Like,
it was bad.
Two old guys at a retirement. It's like
I was about to say that's the other one they said in the comments: DX versus Brother Destruction 2018.
No, this was
kind of cooked in the match though.
This was worse because you had two guys in the match that couldn't lead anymore, two guys in the match that couldn't care anymore. It's like two guys at a retirement home fighting each other. That's what it felt like. It was so bad.
Remember the jackhammer? He picked him up and he's like,
"Oh, he almost died." Yeah, Taker talked about that in the interview. He's like,
and then Goldberg, bro, he dropped Goldberg on his head in the tombstone, bro. Like, this match honestly was so depressing. That's the only way to describe it. It was watching two guys who were legends, past their prime, who were old, and you're watching this match, and it's like a part of your childhood is dying.
Yeah, so
it's like it was so depressing watching this. I'm like, watching it live, I'm like, I honestly didn't have the words. I'm like, I don't know how to describe this. Like, this is one of the most depressing matches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was
another
bad.
Weird one. That's depressing for sure. Another weird one from a disappointment thing is the fucking worms from WrestleMania 33 with Bray and Orton. That
was very disappointing. Another disappointing Kurt Angle's retirement match versus Baron Corbin at WrestleMania 35.
Could have been John Cena, but instead we had Baron Corbin.
That's why I said he's in the tier right under Roman, Brock, and Charlotte for Vince's favorites. Like right after those three, it was Baron freaking Corbin, baby.
There were some bad ones. I mean, you mentioned Brett versus Vince at WrestleMania was not great. That was definitely bad for sure. There's some stinkers. Now, let's give me your top three best matches of that era.
Of the 2010s.
Right,
okay,
2010s, including NXT.
Okay.
That's hard.
That's
I think you can go Money in the Bank 11. Money in the Bank 11.
Okay.
Including NXT is kind of crazy, Malik.
Making it hard. All right, if you want to make it, let's do top five.
All right, I could do five.
So I'll give my five. We're talking the 2010s.
Yeah.
End of an era, Hell in a Cell. Triple H versus The Undertaker. John Cena versus CM Punk, Money in the Bank 2011. I would say John Cena, AJ Styles, SummerSlam.
16.
Sasha versus Bayley, Takeover Brooklyn.
15.
And then I would say Gargano and Cole take over New York.
19. Yeah, those all fly.
That would be my five.
Gargano Andrade is fucking fire.
Oh!
Yeah, I was going to say Gargano. Yes, it's incredible.
No, hold on. I forgot about one. Brock Lesnar, CM Punk. That was a
SummerSlam
match.
Brock Lesnar, Cena, Extreme Rules.
No, I hate that match. Overrated. It's an overrated match.
Ooh, it's pretty good.
Bryan versus Cena was really good too, but
SummerSlam 13 is goated.
Brock versus CM Punk was that's
the beast
up there.
Best.
That was a banger. I'm gonna stick with my five.
Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain. Sleeper.
That's my five. I'm not changing it. I'm sticking with my five.
Sleeper.
Okay, Ryan, you want to go first?
No, I didn't. I got them all in my head. I get it. All right. You want me to go first? I'll go Money in the Bank. I'll go Andrade and in Gargano. I'll go. I want to pick more main roster, but end of the era is pretty good. Obviously,
that's legendary.
See, I think Sean's the worst part of that match. Him like crying in the corner. So I'm not going to take that away from him. A little much. CM Punk versus Brock for sure. Am I at 5? And then just give me that's 4. Give me Cole and Gargano.
Okay.
Or Ciampa Gargano. I don't know.
All right, I got mine. Give me 2010 Shawn versus Taker, career versus streak. Give me John Cena versus AJ Styles. Give me
which one?
Rumble Slam or Money in the Bank. Well, Rumble or Slam, really.
I'm gonna do Rumble. Yeah, give me Rumble.
Okay.
Give me Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream versus Lars Sullivan versus Killian Dane versus EC3 versus Ricochet. NXT Takeover New Orleans. Yep, the ladder match.
I was there. That was awesome.
Give me Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, NXT Takeover New York. And then the final match, give me CM Punk versus John Cena, Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that should be on everyone's list.
Fair points. Okay, so to revisit our question about the worst, let's just do a top 3 to make it more even. So, top 3 worst matches of the 2010s.
I'll go Goldberg, Taker, terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll go Cole, Lawler, terrible, and I'll go Vince versus Hart, terrible.
I'm going Cole Lawler. Cole Lawler, Goldberg versus Undertaker, and then I'm doing the Hell in the Cell, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt.
I would say the Fiend versus Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell, 100%.
Dirty.
Definitely Goldberg versus The Undertaker, 100%. Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler was very bad. I can't lie. That's very bad. And the match was like almost 30 minutes. Oh my god.
That's the thing that's crazy about it. Yeah.
They gave it so much time.
Yeah, that's got to be up there. Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole that's bottom tier level of ass.
There's got to be a Ronda Rousey match though in the worst too.
Ronda Rousey had good matches in the 20s.
Her first one was good.
True, it was bad in the 2020s. You're right.
She had one of the best debut matches ever.
You're right. Ronda got bad in the 20s. My bad, Ronda. I apologize.
So I would say that would be my 3. Brett versus Vince is pretty bad too, but I would say if I had to pick a 3, that would Oh, you know what? I'm changing mine. Never mind. I'm gonna say Fiend versus Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell, Goldberg versus The Undertaker, the 2015 Royal Rumble.
Ooh,
that 2015 Royal Rumble. I don't know if I've ever seen a Rumble structured as bad as that one.
Kane and the Big Show had so much fucking heat. Well, lack of heat, but they gave them all the shine for the heat. Insane.
That 2015 Royal Rumble was golly, bro. That shit was just. Think of the worst ass you've ever seen on somebody. That's what that was. That's what that was. That shit was so bad, bro. Like that shit was bottom tier level of bad. I don't know how they sat down in a creative room and said, how can we book this Rumble? And literally from top to bottom to middle, that's what they came up with and thought this is going to be great. Shit was so terrible, bro. And that literally, once again, it ruined Roman Reigns as a babyface. He never recovered after that. It never was the same for him. He was never going to recover after that babyface run. Like, it just, golly, bro. 2015 Rumble is so bad. Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania 34 is also up there. That's the worst WrestleMania main event ever, but.
Bray and Randy at 33. That's the worms.
The greatest Royal Rumble. Remember that? The greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh my god.
Yo, greatest Royal Rumble. I kind of like that.
Oh my god.
No, bro.
Yo, come on, Roderick Strong and Brian were in it the whole damn time. They were just
remember the 2015 Chamber too? I forgot about that. The 2015 Chamber with Ryback.
Oh,
Intercontinental Championship. That was bad.
That was Ryback. Oh shit!
There was a lot of levels of bad in that time frame, but there's, like I said, there's also a lot of goods.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my 5 favorite things that happened from that era of the 2010s to be positive. Cena Rock, just to see that happen was like, man, that's a memory.
This is in my head.
That was great.
Awesome.
The rise of Braun Strowman, even though they fumbled his push, but I was really into Braun Strowman's hype. I think he's the biggest fumble in WWE history. I don't know how they literally had him on a silver platter and just completely flush it down the drain. It just was criminal to me. I'll say the end of an era stuff with Taker and Triple H and Shawn. That was peak stuff. That was like real cinema stuff. That was grabs. The Shield in general. The Shield was one of the coolest things they had in that modern era. The stuff they did with Dusty Rhodes and Goldust and Cody through that story. That was great stuff. That was great stuff. And then gotta be the entire trajectory of NXT Black and Gold. I mean, that whole era of just Black and Gold, pure grabs, great stories, great, matches. The champions felt important. The mid-carders even felt important. Like, that's a special era that I don't know if WWE can get back to now because of TKO involved and everything. Like, I don't know if they can get back to that.
No, I don't think so. It was great. I got my 5 to be different than you, Malik. I'm gonna say the Shield at 5, just because everything they did, the birthing the 3 biggest superstars to come up in the next generation. Incredible. We haven't mentioned this once. Kofi Mania. I'm gonna shout out Kofi Mania, which was incredible. Everything that happened with him in the New Day, absolutely loved. The rise of the New Day and like becoming one of the best tag teams in the 2010s that happened then. Also, the Man Comes Around, Becky Two Belts, revolutionizing women's wrestling, main eventing WrestleMania, everything that she did. So that's 3. Let's see. I'll go with the CM Punk pipe bomb because that also changed wrestling. That's 4, and then the last one, Daniel Bryan's the Yesel movement, Yeselmania.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Punk and Bryan together. Another way to look at creating stars, going to the indies and giving guys that aren't typical looking WWE guys in the past an option. The way the Shield came in, that really transferred the in-ring style in the WWE, and we're reaping those awards now. When that also led to the style of NXT Gold as well, with some of that fast-paced stuff as well. So that transitions to number 3 is NXT Gold, Black and Gold, that is, excuse me. And then later on, like bringing in back The Rock, bringing back The Taker, bringing back Brock Lesnar, bringing back guys like that, and maximizing legends to make guys of the new era as well too. So the way that they use legends, even if you want to include AJ Styles as a legend, bringing him in, kind of making that away, just the way that they use legends. Yeah. That's not something that they did before the 2010s. The women's revolution, we didn't really bring that up too as well.
Yeah,
on the back of the 4 horsewomen, so to speak, right? And then just the dying days of your boy Vince and how stubborn Vince was. So the pretty much from the brand split was like a nice refreshing thing for a year and a half, and then after that the stubbornness of 18, 19, even into 20, right? It just that's not a positive, but just to kind of look back at that and be like how good we got it now with some stuff as well too. So am I going to take that as a positive? No, but I added in as just kind of a math thing to talk about. The stubbornness of Vince. We talked a lot about it with Roman as well too. Now that kind of gone away.
Very memorable.
There's a lot of other great stuff to Dolph Ziggler's cash in. Was great during that time. The 2016 SmackDown Live era, that was really, really good stuff as well.
Vince and Dolph. I mean,
Shane McMahon's return, bro. When Shane McMahon came back in 2016,
that was big.
That was a big surprise.
Miz and Daniel Bryan. Like, I know we shit on Miz for early in the 2010s, but Miz comes back with the IC run and everything he did in the late 2010s.
They had some good stuff here to miss in that time frame. I also said that too. What was from the WWE Network in general? Like,
one of the best things. Yes,
I really missed the network. Like, just like watching the little fun shows they had on there, like the little ride along shows, the table for 3,
the animated stuff that they did when they do interviews.
Stuff, they the little
Edge and Christian show was fucking dope.
Yeah,
the Edge and Christian show was good. The little prank show they did, like
my buddy was on that.
They had a lot of good stuff, and then like you could watch any Raw, any SmackDown, any pay-per-view. Like the WWE Network was
so good, bro.
It's so bad today that I just miss the peak. Like WWE Network was the peak of it. I miss Peacock because right now with Netflix, we don't have shit. Peacock had everything.
Peacock, you still had everything in there, but the WWE Network, like, was just perfect to have its own network. Like, to be a wrestling fan and to pay only $10 a month for an entire archive of WCW, ECW, WWE stuff. They gave you little fun shows in there in between that made it fun. That was really great stuff to have as a wrestling fan.
Territory wrestling.
If you're not a wrestling fan, you won't understand. But for us wrestling fans to have all that into one for $10 a month and live pay-per-views, come on, man.
The fact that we got to watch territory wrestling, that that footage is gone now because Netflix is never putting that up. Like I heard,
that's when they got WWE Vault. The Vault for it.
Oh, okay. Because Meltzer was talking about how Netflix is never putting up that territory wrestling. So it's like, man, we had it so good.
But yeah, they had the territory stuff. Like you could go back and watch the old school stuff if you really wanted to watch, like Southpaw. Or,
AWA. All the Vern Gagne shit. Yes, bro. Yes.
Yeah, they had everything you could ask for within that WWE network. Like you could find anything on there, bro. Anything you wanted to find was on there. Like, I don't know. The first thing I did, I went back and watched Ruthless Aggression, bro. Just binge watch like Ruthless Aggression, Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, so fucking awesome.
All the shows you watch, like it was such a great experience because you never got to miss a pay-per-view anymore. You could watch every pay-per-view. Like for years, you had to pay for pay-per-view like $60, you know, for a pay-per-view. But like, you got to see every WrestleMania 30 was the start of the WWE Network, and then from there, it was such a great thing, bro. It was.
Well, the T-shirt, the $9.99 T-shirt costs more. Remember they had the $9.99 T-shirt? That shit costs more than a month of WWE.
Yeah, that was the
$10
promotion.
a month. You couldn't beat that. Remember, and they had the the Cruiserweight Classic they had on there. The Cruiserweight Classic, the Mae Young Classic
was fucking good.
Yeah,
golly, bro, like they had some great shit on that network. If there's they probably won't ever do it. There's too much money involved now with the ESPN.
Yeah, it's over with. That will never get that back.
It's so sad.
The WWE Network was such peak, bro. Like, if there was a way they could bring that back, even if you got to bring it back and put it on ESPN, something, bro. Just make it the WWE Network and just sell it.
Put it in Club WWE.
Yes,
make it Club WWE. I'll pay $200 a year.
That's what Club WWE should be like. Just if you want the VIP experience.
Yeah, but you get to play fucking trivia and you get to guess the word. We can guess the word. You get the word of the day is fucking chair. Guess that shit, brother. Guess that shit.
You get discounts on Slim Jims.
Is that what it really is?
This motherfucker Danhausen be cooking with boiled eggs.
I'm joking, but Ryan's right. It's like you get to watch Danhausen cook boiled shit. You get to watch. It's dumb shit, bro. It's so bad.
Make Club WWE $200 a month. Make it the network. Come on, make it happen, bro. Make it happen.
Come on, Cena.
God, you know what's crazy is that a lot of us were very upset when they sold the Peacock. We're like, what?
I miss it. I miss it. Peacock was amazing.
We were upset when they sold the Peacock because, you know, like, I already had Peacock at the time, so I wasn't tripping. So, like, at the time, I already had the Peacock subscription, so I was like, all right, fine. And you can still find everything on Peacock, too, but, like, now that they left Peacock,
it's bad. It's bad. Netflix is bad, bro.
Netflix doesn't have everything unless you're like out of the US. If you're out of the US, then that's probably different. But like,
for
you gotta
US
buy like
people,
a VPN or some shit. It's like I don't want to pay for it. I gotta buy a VPN just to get the shit that I want to see, bro.
Like they haven't even put up all the Raws, like all the old Raws. Like there's so much stuff Netflix is missing. It's so sad.
Man, you made it sad, bro.
Yeah, VPN was peak, man. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and please make sure to subscribe. We'll be back next week for No Name. Hopefully, we'll have the full squad here. Appreciate you guys for joining us with a little recap of the 2010s. If there's something we missed, I'm sorry. Let us know in the comment section below what you would have liked us to go over and talk about. Ryan, appreciate you for coming on and being a guest as always. Thank you guys for coming through.